That's tenuous right there.
One arm, Gavin.
You think he makes it there?
Without falling off?
Yeah, like Bobby's on a solid perch.
Yeah, Gavin's, well, let's see.
Well, we've got one arm.
Yeah.
I mean, just like from this.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. If I do that, it's over. Let's see. Over under on how long it will take for him to fall off. Do you think?
No arm, Gavin.
Do you think he makes the whole show?
No.
No. Whole hour?
No.
No. Okay. I think he will make at least an hour.
Okay. See.
I'm going to do my best. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Kyle Ledbetter in for Chris Roulade, who will return, we believe, on Monday. And allegedly, we will see. And hi, hello, and hi. And the Zach LaVine era has begun.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go. Woo.
Last night, my off-air joke during the game was, wow, this game peaked on Zach LaVine's intros.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I regret to say that I know that I got at least one thing right. And
you did.
3 of the games.
We actually have we did okay on some of our picks. Some of our picks, yeah.
I wished I hadn't.
I was like, okay, Dave got that part right, but the other part could still.
Yeah,
like, that's fine.
Sure. That's what I was hoping is I get that, and then whatever.
Yeah, halftime was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
We played a second half.
So the whole thing is it overreaction Thursday, or is it just reaction Thursday, or is it no reaction Thursday? On one hand, I can honestly, in the voices in my head that are constantly yelling at each other. Imagine living with that, where you just constantly having this inner dialogue in your own head throughout the day, where everyone's just arguing constantly, and you're just like, please, just like shut up. Smoke some weed. I don't know what you need to do.
They're arguing?
They're always going at it.
Because in my mind, I want to picture your inner voices. The lady, that meme where she's like, no.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel, but there's more argument.
There's a lot. There's I'll give you last night, for example. So, and I have equal respect for all these different personalities in my brain, voices. There's one that's like, dude, they literally, like, Zach LaVine had a baby. He hasn't played in a while. Like, it's the first game back from a road trip, which even Pete Youngman weighed in last night, former Kings trainer, was like, dude, first game back from a road trip is not great. And we talked about it during the show yesterday at length. It's first game back. You want to look, 1-800-GAMBLER. Yeah. I'm just saying, if I did gamble, I would exclusively bet against the Kings. All I would do all year long is I would isolate the games that they are coming back from a road trip, or 2 games or longer, or 3 games or longer, I would say. And I would bet on the other team. I would bet that line, and I would just put a ton of money on each one. And I'm telling you, by the end of the year, I'm coming out ahead. Like, it's something that's just seemingly always been there. Yeah. Even if they win by less than they're supposed to, according to Vegas. So it's like, dude, first game back from a road trip. It's been a crazy week. They're trying. Zach LaVine has had like literally an hour of shoot around. It's a big thing to institute, and they got to figure stuff out. Like, so can you give them more than like a game? It's fine. The other voice is like, yeah, wow, how'd that work in San Antonio, or with San Antonio, who went into Atlanta, and De'Aaron Fox integrated just fine. And he's also he's not a center. He's also a 1-2-3 type of player. And he went in there, and Spurs are, supposedly worse, and the Hawks are actually better than the Magic. And the Magic have been on this, well, I shouldn't say the Hawks are better than Magic, but they're on a better run. Yeah. And the Magic come in having lost, I think, was it 21 of 30, including 4 in a row, and da-da-da-da-da. And then the third voice in my head is like, why are you fooling yourself? Monty McNair made moves, but he made absolutely no moves really. He addressed 3-point shooting, but why are we surprised? Their defense didn't get better with Zach LaVine, and their defense isn't going to get better with Jonas Valanciunas. And we'll talk about that move later. I love that move, but facts are facts. LaVine and Jonas Valanciunas are not noted defenders. And once again, you had a team in the Orlando Magic that is almost 3 full percentage points worse than the next worst team in the NBA when it comes to 3-point shooting percentage. They are dead last And they shot over 50% yesterday, which is not a new thing. It's not a coincidence. It's not a fluke. It's not something that never
They did it to the Kings last year, the Magic specifically.
Absolutely, they did. One. And this is so like, why are we, again, these are voices in my head mixing around that are saying, well, why are you surprised? Why do you think this is not going to continue to happen? Like they haven't addressed what they need to address. And is it just simply, we naturally get excited about trades, but are you just simply reshuffling the deck chairs on the Titanic? And so those are the voices.
What was your food one going like, what am I have for dinner?
Oh, that one was silent because while those voices were arguing, I was eating my potato cheese soup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you're like, I'm good there.
Yeah.
That voice was like,
the hungry voice was like, had nothing to say. I'm just
first name potato, last name cheese soup.
Yeah, potato cheese soup means king in Arabic.
Yes,
and so we're just, I'm eating away. I'm happy with that. I'm watching the game, and I don't know. Okay. And then other team, there's other trades going around the NBA. Is this like the craziest trade deadline we've had in a long time?
Yeah, for sure. I think 2 years ago was pretty significant. I can't remember everybody now that was dealt, but I remember that was Durant moving to Phoenix. That was Kyrie going to Dallas. I mean, there were some other players, but that was big. But we have it later in the show. I think we're at unofficially 9 All-Stars have been traded.
Jeez. There was also that 1 year Orlando traded their entire team in like 6 hours.
Yeah,
it was magic.
It was magic. Last night was golly. Did they miss
Orlando
at all?
I don't recall. Yeah, and it was another one of those games like, man, they're bigger every single spot on the floor.
Yeah.
And then they use that too.
And then they completely use that.
Yeah.
And then even like the dumb plays were like, oh, the Kings are playing really good defense. Oh, the shot clock's running out 3.
I know that happened at least twice. There was one like there maybe, to say they were making a run, I think maybe they scored 5 straight points to get something to like 13. And you're like, I don't know.
Okay.
And then I think I know the one you're talking about, like a great trap. They're in trouble. The ball gets loose. Someone catches it, shoots a 3 with no time left. I'm like, yeah, okay. Not your night.
And I know there's at least 1 or 2 of like, they block a shot or there's a deflection or an almost steal and like goes off of somebody's knee straight to Orlando guy for like the dunk or the 3. And it's like really like every bounce.
Yeah.
Every bounce is going your way. I was also looking at something I want to take stock of too. I ain't trying to say nothing. We're all stats people. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about like, golly, what was it that got me going on this? It was something having to do with relocation that popped up on my Facebook feed. And I was like, God, you know what? It's been like 11 years since all of that. So I went and I did some stats. I have in front of me, Jason, Sacramento Kings ownership stats.
Oh, okay. I'll be intrigued by this. Like for everybody that's on the team, their record?
Everybody that's on the team. So I've got the lowest tenure, the least tenured owner was Jim Thomas, 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. 6 years. He was 219 and 323 with a 404 winning percentage, 2 playoff appearances.
Okay.
The next longest tenure, Greg Lukenbill, 8 years, 263 and 475 for a 356 winning percentage, 2 playoff appearances, 8 years. The next longest tenured owner, Vivek Ranadive, 11 years, 393 and 493. That's a 443 win percentage, 1 playoff appearance. And I also put in 1 play-in appearance, which wasn't eligible for any other owners. The Maloofs, the longest tenured Kings owners at 13 years, 555 and 577. That's a 490 winning percentage, 7 playoff appearances. And honestly, that's just stats.
Yeah.
I'm just putting stats out there.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That they didn't get all 8 of the playoff appearances. So Thomas got 1.
Yeah, because remember that year where they were the Maloofs were here and they were like the owners in waiting and they were at the games, but like they didn't officially take over.
Okay. I was trying to figure out Lukenbill 2 and Thomas 2.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. It's like easy to forget Jim Thomas owned the team for a while.
Yeah. Are you leaving out where are the good years?
I think at this point
there had to be some. I haven't been here the entire time.
There is no argument that the best and most successful years in this franchise's Sacramento history came under the Maloof family. That is not me advocating
That's
for
you, one-arm Gav.
Yeah, well done, Gavs. Now, there's also little to zero argument that the worst years in the franchise history came under the Maloof ownership. We're talking specifically about relocation and losing the team. What really got me there is that we are 2 seasons away from Vivek Ranadive being the longest tenured owner of the Sacramento Kings.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
I would not have guessed that either. And he has the second highest winning percentage.
Lowest playoff appearance.
Lowest, yeah. Every other ownership group, including Jim Thomas, in just 6 years, compared to Luke and Bill's 8 and the Maloof's 13. Each one has 2 bona fide playoff appearances. Now, to be fair, for example, if memory serves me correctly, under Greg Lukenbill, for example, they made the playoffs their first year. I think they played the Rockets and were swept in a 5-game series.
3-0.
3-0. And I want to say they made the playoffs under 500.
Both times.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, they weren't even a 500 team, and that was just when like everybody won.
I think their first 3 playoff appearances they were under 500.
First 3. Yeah, because you had then the mid to late 90s. You had the Seattle one, I think. With Mitch, what was that? Gary St. Jean.
Yeah.
And then you had the huge drought. Now, I mean, things ebb and flow and come and go, and the certainly the last 3 years of the Kings has been the second best run, I would say, of any, to only to the early 2000s. But what really stands out to me was a couple of things here. Number one, I really can't believe that we're 2 years away from Vivek being it's kind of like when we found out Alex Len was the longest tenured King yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And then secondly, we just consistently suck. We have had 4 different ownership groups. 4 ownership groups in 40 plus years. It's an average of about 10, about 11 years, let's say. Hold 10. On. Yeah, 10. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 40. 10 per. 3 different arenas. Yeah. God knows how many hundreds of players, probably hundreds of coaches. All the things that have come and gone with this franchise, that have flipped over, that have changed. So, if you look at it like scientifically, it's like, well, what's the common denominator? Are we just crappy? Do we just suck as a city? Are we like the worst fans in the NBA? What is it? What is it? What is the common denominator? We've had different owners. We've had different players. We've had different coaches. Why is it that a team like the Spurs is like, we'll have a couple of down years, but hey, here's David Robinson. Hey, here's Tim Duncan. Hey, here's Victor Wembanyama.
Hey.
Imagine the life of like let's say like a 35-year-old, 40-year-old Spurs fan.
Mm-hmm.
You've pretty much known championship contention and playoffs the dominant part of your life. You're in a small market too,
right?
Just like us. And you've somehow what kind of a better quality of life does San Antonio Dave and San Antonio Jason have, and all the kids that are associated with it, than we do? Our kids are just like loser kids. They're like, we just lose all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, we
losers.
Bunch of losers.
Loser kids.
Gotta change that. I think there should be like rules with ownership in sports where like you get like a minimum of 10 years, and then if you're not above 500 after 10 years, you have to sell it. You just have to sell the team. You just have to put it up for sale.
Yeah, I mean, look, coaches can get fired, players can get traded.
That's right.
Every single owner on this list at one point or the other, if there was a mechanism to grade them on their jobs and remove them, every single owner on that list would have already been fired. Would have been fired at some point.
I think the best chance would have been the Maloofs, but had there not been the relocation,
that's exactly right.
And that's like, look at their track record.
That's
they would
exactly
have been able
right.
to go for a while.
But Jim Thomas would have been fired after, obviously Luke and Bill with the 356. And I mean, Luke and Bill, we talk about people, why the team's here. He's one of those reasons. And absolutely. I mean, we're 11 years into Vivek's tenure. Vivek would have fired Vivek.
Right.
Already. He would have. He would have. I remember in his book that I read, one of the things was about fail fast.
Yeah.
Fail fast. Well, we are failing very slowly.
Right.
So that's the theme of today is fail slow.
Okay.
So we'll take a break. We'll come back. The Kings fall flat. More trades and more trades to come. We got sound for you as well, audio from all kinds of different things. Sam Amick is going to join us today. What a great day for him to join us on the trade deadline.
Oh, you know what I forgot to put in there? It just hit me.
What?
We have Kelly Brothers today.
He's good at business.
He is good at business.
He is good at business. That comes
Not bad.
up the 7 o'clock hour as well.
7:30.
That's what I almost said.
Yeah.
And then playing it off like I do that. We'll take a break. We'll come back leading off next.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends over at Jiffy Lube, and they want to show some customer love this month with their February oil change deals you can find online today. Visit jiffylube.com and find a service center near you to see these sweetheart deals. Get it? During the month of February. Here's what you do. Drive into savings at jiffylube.com today and let yourself save in the month of February. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Here's a drive, high window flip, another score, off the bounce, 31 points for Franz Wagner. 16 of his 31 have come in this third quarter.
Yeah. Well, Jason, did not go to plan as the Sacramento Kings have yet to win in the Zach LaVine era.
Yeah.
They're defeated.
They were perfect at home in January.
Doug Christie's first loss, right, as head coach at home.
Yeah, that's true.
His very first loss. The Kings lose 130 to 111, and some would say it wasn't that close. So.
Yeah. Oh, and they play today.
And they play today. Well, at least they're playing a bad team.
Well, on paper we thought, but man.
Portland Trailblazers are hosting the Sacramento Kings. They've won 5 in a row. They are officially, Jason, this is no joke, they are the hottest team in basketball.
Yeah. 5 in a row, 9 of 10. The one loss, OKC.
It's a pretty decent team to lose to.
And if they win tonight, defeating the Kings, like they had only 2 losses back of Sacramento. Like they were kind of buried. Like people weren't even thinking about them. This win streak has made them kind of a dark horse here to get in that top 10.
By the way, it should make people at least feel better that in that streak of wins that the Blazers are on, they've played the Magic twice and beaten them by a combined 51 points.
You said make people feel better?
Well, better if you're betting against the Kings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, you know. They also beat the Bucks, Suns twice in a row. They beat the Pacers by 23. Yeah. And then when they did lose to the Thunder, they lost by 10. And I mean, that's the Thunder. You're absolutely right. So Kings are going up and running into an absolute buzzsaw. The good news is that if they do win in Portland, that's going to be a much bigger shot in the arm than it would have a couple months ago.
Yeah. I was watching them the other night and how well they're playing. They're loving playing at home. I looked at them and go, man, they've got a lot of tradable pieces. If they want to do anything, they don't have to do a thing. But there's a lot of people on that team I think other organizations would want.
Then you're 100% right. I mean, they're 22 and 29. They're creeping up. Mm-hmm. Spurs won again yesterday. Missed opportunity for Sacramento as Dallas, Phoenix, Golden State are all losing. Lost last night, lost before. The Kings are now not only are they 25-25, they are 13-13 at home and 12-12 on the road. And how must that feel for them? Just like everyone's got a suitcase out.
Yeah.
Like they come home, go, come home, go,
Right.
come home, go. And
and with the deadline too, and the trades they've made, it's like, are there more today? Is anybody from this roster going? Like, who knows?
And you've got, even after this, they will come home and play New Orleans Saturday, and then they're back on the road for 3.
Yeah, right before the break.
And then they come home from the break and they play 2. And then they're back on the road for 4. And then they play 1. And then they're on the road for 1. And then they're home for 1. And then they're on the road for 2. Like, it's just so weird. There's a weird schedule stretch right now. Whatever. Don't cry for me, Argentina. They got to do what they got to do. And we will talk quite a bit and have highlights and all that stuff about the game coming up throughout the show. In the meantime, cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
Butler drives up with speed, pulls it back, fires another 3, makes another 3. Jim buckets.
Oh, I like the way he said that. It's like Jim period buckets
for Edward.
Jimothy Edward Buckets is his full name. Honestly, if I had to list the teams that could handle Jimmy Butler, when it was being talked about him, could he come to Sacramento? And my argument, many others' argument was like, dude, Sacramento cannot handle Jimmy. Are you kidding me? Like, they can't handle De'Aaron Fox. You're trying to handle Jimmy Butler. Pat Riley can't handle Jimmy Butler. You think Monty McNair and Vivek are on a deep? Please. I think Golden State would have been easily top 2 of teams that I think you've got a very established championship culture there. You have Steph Curry. You have Draymond Green. You have these grizzled, experienced vets. And then now he's rolling into the Bay Area. And let's be honest, too. I mean, I don't want to overthink this, but I think we're missing if we don't also acknowledge that the Bay Area might be a phenomenal place for Jimmy Butler as a human. He's always been a free spirit. He's always been outspoken. He's always had fun with it. And the Bay Area is one of those places where you can just do whatever you want, be whoever you want, and you're going to be accepted. I think Jimmy may actually find that he's found his long-awaited home away from home, both on and off the floor. I don't know that this is going to be a good thing. This could just be a disaster of an aging, withering team trying to stay relevant and putting themselves in financial peril for it. But if there was a place where I think Jimmy Butler could work, it's probably there.
Yeah, I think they're trying to strike, which I commend them for the effort, trying to, like on the reverse, like Jimmy Butler wanted out of Miami. Golden State's going to do everything they can to see what they could do with Steph Curry one more time or more times. While they've got him, he's still a phenomenal player. And I think this is, reports yesterday, they're going after Durant, and this is what they get. I don't know. I don't love it for them. I like Jimmy Butler a lot, but this feels like their move.
Yeah.
Do you think I don't look at them getting out of the West or anything like that.
Well,
they got to get in the top 10.
They do have to get in the top 10. They gave up Wiggins, amongst others,
which apparently really hit them hard too.
Yeah, Wiggins is one of those guys that it really hit Steve Kerr hard. Yeah. Kyle Anderson, who will arrive in Miami sometime in a month. Top 10 protected 2025 first rounder. Dennis Schroeder will be sent to the Jazz. It also sounds like the Jazz may release Dennis Schroeder, I've heard. And if they do, that'd be an interesting fit here. Kings still have 2 roster spots open. Right. I've always I don't like playing against Dennis Schroeder, but I've always kind of respected Dennis Schroeder. He is kind of a scrapper. He can still score. He's still capable of having, and that as a backup point guard on the bench, if you can get him for cheap, that's a player I would keep an eye on.
Sign him and PJ Tucker, and the Kings can collect the all 2021 scrapper team with Jay Crowder, PJ Tucker, Dennis Schroeder.
I mean, Schroeder. I said Schroeder forever too. Isn't that weird how it's Schroeder, but it's spelled Schroeder?
Scrappers. The Sacramento Scrappers.
I mean, and I'm fine. I just back to Golden State though. On one hand, I feel like Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green are actually going to get along beautifully. A lot of times, guys like that do. They're kindred spirits. I'm just wondering. I'm waiting for the first time in a high pressure situation when Steve Kerr calls a timeout and one of them is screaming at the rest of the team about whatever, which you guarantee each of them are going to do. Is the other one going to take it, or are they going to get right back in the other guy's face? And then is it going to be a matter of postgame where it's like, hey, man, I love that. I love the passion. I love the intensity. Absolutely. Or is it going to be like, like with Draymond and Kevin Durant, where that just didn't work? The NBA is theater, Jason.
It is constant.
And I do wonder who's going to punch Buddy Hield first. It's going to be one. I'm telling you right now. Cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Down front court, Ingram left. B.I. 1-on-1 with Dort. Spins left. Leans in short. Rebound B.I. Dunked it back in. Brandon Ingram. Timeout. Mark Dagnall.
Deadline wraps today. Brandon Ingram in Toronto. This is interesting. Bruce Brown goes south. Actually, I just thought of something here. Hold on. Let me know the Pelicans roster here. So Bruce Brown goes down to and I haven't done it yet. Bruce Brown goes down. Bruce a 2 or a 3?
More of a 2. I mean, they could play him at 3, but he's more of a 2.
I'm just wondering why is this so God, ESPN's rosters sometimes are so weird. Well, there's Bruce Brown on the New Orleans depth chart already. So he's 6'4", 202, 28 years old. Yeah, just making sure. Am I missing anything here, or do you not see Herb Jones? Am I tripping? Did he already get traded and I didn't know about it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Because I was instantly wondering, Herb Jones, all this talk about wings,
right?
All the focus on Cam Johnson, all the focus on John Collins. So I oftentimes will try to be like, what's like a name out there that would make me? And I don't know why. And I'm guessing as much as anyone. And no, I don't think the Kings are going to get Herb Jones. But I wonder how much, if at all, they've kicked the tires on him. Because I'll tell you right now, if Herb Jones showed up in Sacramento, I'd be a really happy camper. I would really, really like
I'm guessing they took him off because he's probably out for season.
Is he hurt?
He's having shoulder surgery today.
Oh, then I wouldn't be happy if he showed up.
For the future.
I'm trying to think, would it be worth it? I love Herb Jones's game, and I love his potential fit on this team, and he's just a dude. I really like his game.
Yeah.
But when you look at what's going on in the deadline in general, or with the deadline in general, there's still going to be more moves today.
Absolutely.
And the Sacramento Kings are still incredibly engaged. Now, we know we told you where they were going to probably make 2 more moves, certainly 1 more. They did that yesterday with Jonas Valanciunas. We're going to talk a lot about Jonas at 644. But they're still on the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying not to be done, and they still have some things to work with. So a lot of things circulating today. And of course, Sacktown Sports will be your home for all of this. We'll have all the coverage for you. As soon as it breaks, we will have not only the news, but the analysis as well. Oh, way late. We'll take a break. When we come back, as we say, the Kings get bat flapped by the Magic, boat race, whatever you want to call it. We'll get to that and break down that gross audio next.
Saturday night, Kings and Pelicans. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now, during our President's Day sales event, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Save thousands with low APR financing and great lease rates on over 500 new Hondas at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
Please, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hey, it's time to pull up your calendar app. The Sacktown Sports Live Events calendar is packed with must-see shows. Get ready for Miles Kennedy at Ace of Spades on February 18th, a night of pure vocal power and killer guitar work. Then on March 8th, the Fists Fly at Thunder Showdown Boxing at Thunder Valley, where every punch could be a knockout. On March 15th, the legendary Steel Panther brings their high-energy hair metal madness to Ace of Spades. This one's going to be wild. And the next night, country fans get their fix as Alexandra Kay takes the stage at Ace of Spades on March 16th with her soulful vocals and heartfelt songs. Then March 29th, it's a doubleheader. Papa Roach and Rise Against tear up Golden One Center for a night of high-energy rock. And over at Hard Rock Live Sacramento, comedy legends Jay Leno and Arsenio Hall team up for an unforgettable night of laughs. Tickets are going fast, so don't wait. Get all the details at sacktownsports.com.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Fall head over boots in love with music this Valentine's Day. Get ready for Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, returning May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, and more. Enjoy food trucks, mechanical bulls, and line dancing. Tickets start at just $52. Visit CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club. Don't just say, I love you. Show it with music. Buy tickets now.
Okay, guys, who is done with their Valentine's Day shopping? What are you waiting for? Stop putting off your Valentine's Day shopping and go to Prestigio Jewelers today.
She's right. Prestigio Jewelers has everything you need for Valentine's this year. And you're approved guaranteed. No credit, bad credit, even bankruptcy? 6 months proof of income guarantees you a credit line of $400 to $10,000. Time is running out. Make this a Valentine's Day she'll never forget. Visit one of our showrooms today or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Carmichael Dave, who has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
I have absolutely no place to put this in the show, but I like random stats and numbers. Came across this yesterday from baseball. Again, apropos of nothing. Nolan Ryan had 198 quality starts in his career in which he did not win. He was 0-107 in those starts with a 2.27 ERA. The look Jason's giving me right now is like, are you on drugs? Like almost like it's this look of disbelief, which is the exact right look to give me.
Yeah, because there's a lot of talk about people talking about Nolan Ryan like as a little bit overrated just because of his record. But when you put that into effect, imagine what his record would be.
Nolan Ryan's career is one of those. In fact, this would be a really good summertime conversation. It's one of those. There's a term in the Bible called a shibboleth, okay, which is basically roughly termed as a. I won't get into it, but it's basically it's like a password, okay. And if you go with, follow me on this analogy here, sports shibboleths. Nolan Ryan's career is a wonderful entry into how good of a baseball fan are you?
Yeah.
Because if you think Nolan Ryan was overrated, then we need to sit down and have one of them conversations. Because Nolan Ryan is, to me, one of the most underrated. Like, he's definitely, people know he's awesome.
Sure.
But the absolute lengths of how awesome he was and how underrated and weird. You could make a serious argument that Nolan Ryan is the greatest pitcher to ever live. Mm-hmm. Not the greatest pitcher in any category, I personally think the greatest stretch of any pitcher of all time is Doc Gooden, his first 3 years. But I'm talking about career-wise length. Look at how unhittable he was.
Yeah, but can he hit besides people?
Intimidation. Yeah. It's like if you took like Doc Gooden, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, Roger Clemens, and Cy Young, and they all had a baby, it'd be Nolan Ryan. And
interesting.
And then the whole Robin Ventura beat the hell out of him thing. Yeah. On top of that, on top of everything. Anyway, so shout out to Nolan Ryan. Shout out to Nolan Ryan. Pitchers and catchers report later this month.
There you go. Bring your gloves.
And soon, before you know it, the Ath will be playing.
Yes.
At
what's their first name?
They're just the ATH. ATH.
Yeah.
The Athletics.
Around the horn.
Yes, exactly. I'm just trying to. We went late in the last segment, and I'm purposely doing the thing that I do where, do we only have 1 minute? Oh, man. Shame on me. This is the segment where we get to highlights from yesterday. Dang it. Almost blew the whole segment. All right. Here's one. How about Malik Monk doing Malik Monk stuff?
50-46. Magic lead. Coming up on 5 to go. Corner 3, Malik Monk. Bring it up. It's a 1-point game. 50-49. Malik now has a quiet 8 in the first half.
What?
Yay.
Oh,
yay. I'm sure it went great after that.
One of my daughter's favorite players, just because she knows very little about the sport, but we make up songs about players. So this next highlight. Oh, no. They say he's got to go, Bertuzzi. Ooh. I mean, come on.
And Carroll trying to back him down, gets in the paint, runs strong to the rim, too hard. Bertuzzi with a putback. Biggest lead of the ball game. Yogi Bertuzzi at the right spot at the right time.
If he's ever a king. We've already got his song. In the end, Zach LaVine did a thing, and then Keon did a thing, and Sabonis did the other.
Backdoor cut, pass deflected, grabbed by LaVine. Kings race with numbers. Right wing feed, challenged by Gutazzi. Gives it up to Sabonis. He's fouled, and he scores.
And the Kings extend their lead to 15 and won the ball game.
No.
It's not what happened?
Not happened.
We'll take a break. When we come back, the Kings did make an acquisition yesterday.
Yes.
And we've been talking about this guy. Is this the year of like, they're just going to get are they listening? Not just to us, but to the fans? Because Jonas Valanciunas has been the tip of our tongues for a while. And now he's fully on our tongue. I don't get okay. Jonas Valanciunas is your newest Sacramento King. Let's talk about that. And the ballad of C.D. Sissoko. We'll get to that right after this.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer & Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust, along with my entire team. I have been helping accident survivors recover compensation for their injuries for 25 years, and we can help you. There is no charge for calling. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Is your garage door stuck in the winter blues? Well, February is the perfect time to give it some love. Jason Ross here to tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. And they're here to keep your garage door running smoothly. This February, they're spreading the love with their Sweetheart Special, $150 off a garage door with the purchase of a garage door opener. Now, the experts at Overhead Door Company of Sacramento provide fast, reliable service that's always on time and always done right. From squeaky hinges to full door replacements, they've got you covered. So don't let your garage door be the heartbreaker this season. Visit overheaddoorofsacramento.com for your free estimate. You can get in touch with them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, opening doors to your home and your hearts this February and all throughout the year. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Hey, Sacramento, it's time to party. Join us for the ultimate big game watch party at Mix Downtown, hosted by Sacktown Sports on Sunday, February 9th. Feast on Mix's all-you-can-eat taco and nacho bar and big game bites while watching the biggest football game of the year. Catch all the action on Mix's large projection screens and HD TVs. Doors open at 2 p.m. Kickoff is at 3. Mix Downtown, located at 16th and L Streets in Sacramento. It's 21 and over, so bring your crew and let's make it a game day to remember. For details, visit mixdowntown.net.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Kevin in our YouTube chat said, he said, "Hey, Dave, saw you in the booth yesterday. Looking good. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it."
What booth was that?
Yeah, I don't know what booth that was.
Were you in a phone booth?
I left my home to go pick my kids up from school, come home, and then went and dropped my son off at practice about 6:30. Those were my public appearances yesterday.
I thought last night was game night. Didn't you have all those games? Or was it off by a day?
Game night.
Remember, it was going to be your wife's game?
Tonight.
Oh, it's tonight. Okay.
Yep.
So you just didn't want to go to the game yesterday?
Well, I'm trying to take
Good
care of
choice.
myself. Yeah, I thought it was. Oh, I see where the mix-up was. No,
Yeah.
I did tell you that. I thought it was last night. It's
Tonight's game, band, game.
Game, band, game. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also trying to be a good guy. I think I'm getting over whatever this crap was. I'm also trying to be a good guy. Plus, I'm working on. We're sending my dog to boarding school.
Which one?
Gracie. Yeah, she's a great dog. We love her, but she's just yet another remote was chewed up. She loves getting into the garbages in the bathrooms and spreading them all over the house. And we just can't leave her alone. And the vet's suggestion was to give her basically doggy Prozac. I don't want to drug my dog,
right?
If I can help it. And so, yeah, we're looking at like little doggy training. We'll train the dog yourself. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Sorry. So we're going to send her to like a little military school. She has her little paw. We'll salute. She wears a little uniform, comes back, says yes, sir, no, sir.
Ton of push-ups.
Just a ton of dog push-ups and all that. The Kings acquired Jonas Valanciunas yesterday.
Very excited about that.
I am too. Now, let's talk about what this acquisition isn't, Jason. This is not going to address the Kings' defensive issues.
You don't think so? In some way?
Well, I will say this. I think throughout his career, Jonas Valanciunas has not been known as a plus defender. I will also say his analytics this year when it comes to defense are horrific. I mean, they're really bad.
Yeah.
But
also the worst defensive team.
That's what I was just going to say. Defensive analytics of any kind, especially in basketball, can be they can mislead a little bit depending on what's surrounding you. But what it does do is it gives a quality, no disrespect to Alex Len. It's just not good enough.
Yeah.
This gives you a quality backup to Domantas Sabonis, somebody who can come in, play 10, 15 minutes. God forbid if anything were to happen to Sabonis, you're still screwed, but you're now not as screwed. Like Jonas Valanciunas can start in the NBA. We saw what he did against the Kings a while back. And, oh, by the way, not for nothing, but, we talked a lot yesterday about the relationship between DeRozan and Levine. Valanciunas and Sabonis are probably closer than those two as countrymen playing for the Lithuanian national team. Just a good, solid move overall that really didn't cost the Kings much.
Yeah, I mean, there's many parts to like. We've been talking about him for a while. Yeah, it didn't cost him hardly a thing. And, yeah, the non-Sabonis minutes have been a problem lately. So here's a guy that can fill that void. Yeah, it may not be the most dominant rim protector or anything like that. But, I mean, literally, he's the biggest King now, 7'1". I mean, he's a big guy.
He's huge.
So he's going to help in that department. Certainly they didn't, master all the defense, like you said. And their defense actually lately has been really bad. So they got to work on that collectively. But, yeah, I think that it just made a lot of sense.
It did.
And I think the other part that I loved yesterday, you were talking about Nurkic for him, Phoenix.
Yeah, that was
I think the Lakers, who ended up getting a pretty good trade later in the day, but they were targeting him.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were looking at him, and so you take him from another team and you add to your team.
That's exactly right. And the Lakers ended up, we'll get to the Lakers move here in a second, because I think that's actually incredibly, incredibly fascinating. When it comes to what the Kings gave up, CD Sissoko, a couple of second-round picks. So really this kind of ties into the De'Aaron Fox trade in the sense that some of the ammo they got out of the De'Aaron Fox trade, they turned that into Jonas Valanciunas. So I do think it's perfectly okay. I don't think it's cheating at all to say that they traded Kevin Huerter and De'Aaron Fox for am I forgetting somebody else? Huerter, and McLaughlin, thank you, for basically what amounts to Zach LaVine and Jonas Valanciunas. I think some picks, right? Jason, I have some news for you that I'm going to tell you on the air, and I just want to get your reaction live. I've been waiting for this now. It's 6:49. We do have breaking radio news. Jason, our big boss told me yesterday, but promised not to say it till today. You have been traded to Nashville for Sprague of the Dirt and Sprague program. You'll finish out the show, obviously. We're going to do some media, but then you are going to Nashville, and it will be Dirt and Jason. But wait, also just found out that you're not going there. You're actually going to Massachusetts. They traded you for Baggins, so it will be the Bilbo and Jason show in the morning. But wait, we just found out from that Massachusetts station that they've released you from your contract. So in the space of 24 hours, you were traded to a radio station, traded to a different radio station, and then that radio station that acquired you released you. Now, LOL, of course, that
doesn't happen anywhere.
Doesn't happen anywhere. But wait, that was CD Sissoko's last couple of days.
You forgot to have. I did a post game with the media.
That's right.
Post show with the media.
Took some photos.
Yes.
The CD Sissoko era has come to a close in Sacramento. I thought he did a good interview.
Yeah.
I thought he looked good in the Kings uniform in those photos.
Does it count? So, like, he was going to be the first person ever in Sacramento Kings history to wear the number 91.
Yeah.
Did he?
He never wore it in a game.
So that's off the list.
That's
no
I don't think we can retire it. So I think it's
someone else
still open.
How long is it going to take before we see someone show up to the arena
in
in
a
a
Sissoko 91? That's literally something I would do.
Yeah.
100%. He now joins the Jason Terry All-Stars, a few others.
Tracy McGrady, right?
Tracy McGrady. There's one other I'm forgetting.
Robin Lopez.
Yeah, Robin Lopez.
Oh, yeah. That's just, I had that jersey. It was just a book.
Absolutely. That'd actually be a fun set of jerseys to wear around. It was fun to make the jokes of, like, will he get a tribute video? What's the reaction going to be when he comes back? Also, though, I'm now, like, officially, I can tell you this much: for the rest of his career, I'm going to have an extra ear out for CD Sissoko. I hope. What a rough day.
Yeah.
I hope he does well. And we're not talking about a guy who has like a $50 million contract. He's trying to make it in this world.
I mean, he was here. At least he didn't get to the other locations. It all happened fast, but it's still weird for him.
Imagine imagine all the calls with your parents or family or relatives during I'm going to Sacramento.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Sacramento's great. Here's some links to, hey, look, the Railroad Museum and all that.
Oh,
hey,
here.
No.
And then you call again, like, okay, stop playing. Where are you?
Where are you? Well, So,
do you like Valanciunas though?
I love Valanciunas. I love this move. And again, I think it's just important that we understand what it is. This is not going to solve our defensive woes. This is not there. It's not the difference between them winning the finals or not winning the finals. Let's be realistic. It is a move that we have talked about for a long time as something that would make sense when we heard he was available. I love that Monty and friends went out and got that done. And by the way, it's been. Sabonis never complains, at least if he does. It's certainly not publicly. And it's something that's just going to add to that chemistry. You can't understate that at all.
Yeah. The other part I think that's really good for the Kings in this, it's contract friendly. I mean, I remember in the offseason when he was available, and I think it was 3 years, $30 million, with the third year not even guaranteed. And then someone like Hartenstein, who's really a good player too, but got 3 years, $90 million. I just like, wow, is he 3 times the player? And I know there's an age thing and so on, but where I like it, Dave, too, is, okay, obviously for now, for the Kings, he'll be a King next year, assuming he, sticks around. But it's also a pretty good contract that if you're in this spot next year, it's like, hey, it's kind of an expiring without that guarantee. That's a chip for future assets, too, potential if you want to move on from him. So there's a lot of layers to where I think this is good for them.
And you're right about the maneuverability as well.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that contract is incredibly friendly. We got a break here in a second. I don't know how long I'm going to play this, but somebody reminded me on the chat. I'd saved this last night. Would you like to hear an evolution of Charles Barkley trying to pronounce Jonas Valanciunas?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
One more pick to make, and you have, 20 seconds?
We're golden right here.
Seconds.
Out of respect, I'm going to defer to my vet here, Mr. Barkley.
My favorite city to visit in the world, Toronto, Jonas Valanciunas.
Also known as
See how he chopped the game up. Don't play good for him.
Oh, my gosh.
No way. Play that again.
Auburn University, boy.
Also known as
See how he chopped Jonas Valanciunas.
Also known as
I love the
caption, Vaseline and wild sauce.
I mean, wow.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Also known as
See how he chopped the game up. Don't play good for him.
Oh, my gosh. Buy a vowel.
Auburn University, boy.
That was 2014 and early years later in 2014. Maybe he got
better. My man DeRozan did not play very well. Valanciunas, whatever his name is. Valanciunas. There's a reason why guys don't play well, Chuck. No, I think they're going to play better.
Okay, this is a couple weeks later, still in 2014. Charles
was bragging about Brooklyn like they had a chance against the Miami Heat. I said, they're going to struggle with Toronto. DeRozan is a flat-out star. Lowry's a little banged up, but he's a heck of a player. Jonas Valanciunas, is that it?
Jonas
Valanciunas.
Jonas
Valanciunas. He's very good.
Valanciunas. That's how I remember it now. That's how I remember.
Valanciunas. I know I'm just joking around. That's why I'm just joking around. But I think he's the best. He's the best big guy in this series.
All right, let's get one more.
He's going to play much better at home. And I still think Toronto's going to win this series, to be honest with you.
It is tied up to a piece as they head back to Toronto.
Okay, all right. This is still in 2014. April of 2014. Let's
just go to the tape. Here's question 5.
Hey, Chuck, I can say your last name, Barkley. Why you can't say mine?
That's Jonas.
Why you can't say mine?
He phonetically wrote it down. Earlier tonight.
Okay. Ernie, I talked to Jonas Valanciunas. Valanciunas.
I got it.
Valanciunas. That's right.
No.
But I can't say it. When I talked to you yesterday, you said get your name correct. I said if you get me 15 points,
what do you do tonight?
16 and 6.
Yeah, 16 and 6.
Come on, 16 and 6 is all right.
I know. I need more rebounds.
Let's just hear from Jonas with his pronunciation.
Take a break here.
Valanciunas. That's easy.
Valanciunas. I just said that.
No, you said Valanciunas.
Valanciunas.
Yeah. Now you're saying it correctly.
I need 15.
Spell it. Don't do that to him.
Describe it. We'll take a break when we come back.
Valanciunas.
Trades continue to, what was it, Vaselinitis?
Valanciunas.
Keep that, Andy. When we come back, the trades continue to roll in. We'll get to that a little bit later. Do we have a Kings Rewind?
We do.
We've got a Kings Rewind. Hopefully a shortened version. I don't know, man. That's nightmares. Or an elongated version. Hey, either way, it's your neck of the woods. I'm just happy to be here. And we'll get to that right after this.
Valanciunas.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My check engine light's on?
That could hurt your gas mileage. The AutoZone free fix finder service can help find the fix for free.
Get in zone.
This whole report for free?
That's right. Printed and on your phone for free.
Get in zone.
But what if the fix is too tough?
We'll recommend a local shop. Fix Finder, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month, and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
Mosley here. Thursday's Toyota Tahoe Report calls for midweek pow. And let me tell you, it's top-notch. If you're around, you're scoring. Grab the keys to your Toyota and get dialed in for an epic day.
Thanks, Johnny. Get your gear ready. Heavy snowfall today and into the night on the mountain. Tomorrow morning, snow showers clear by the afternoon, bringing in a little sunshine, and the winds finally drop off. This report has been brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
Please, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be
reeling in the refund.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print it all for my business.
Oh, if you can think it, Staples can print it and will beat any print quote.
Oh, great. I'm thinking new brochures and yard signs.
No problem.
I'm thinking calendars, t-shirts, and pens.
Totally.
I'm thinking Staples is the place for printing.
I thought you might think that.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from my good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out. If your system's over 10 years old, and I'll bet it is, the tune-up, yeah, it's free. It's free from a company that's been in business since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. Check their Yelp, check their Google reviews. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Okay, guys, who is done with their Valentine's Day shopping? What are you waiting for? Stop putting off your Valentine's Day shopping and go to Prestigio Jewelers today.
She's right. Prestigio Jewelers has everything you need for Valentine's this year. And you're approved guaranteed. No credit, bad credit, even bankruptcy? 6 months proof of income guarantees you a credit line of $400 to $10,000. Time is running out. Make this a Valentine's Day she'll never forget. Visit one of our showrooms today or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Need 15 and 15 if you spell it right now.
Valanciunas?
Yeah, spell it.
Balunchunas. Valanciunas.
No. Nope. That's phonetically correct. But not.
Oh, we look at the big brain on Brad. Phonetically correct. The big brain on Brad.
Oh, Charles Barkley pronouncing Valanciunas is.
What did we say? Vaseline wild sauce.
Do you still have that, Kyle? His original pronunciation of Valanciunas is fan-flipping-tastic. It is from the text line. His mispronunciation of Valanciunas is akin to his terrible golf swing.
Vasu Inawan sauce.
Yeah.
Vasu Inawan.
I made a drop for our show, the Styles Show, 10 to 2 every day, and I just titled it Vaseline Hot Sauce because I have no idea what he's saying.
Honestly, that's
Vasu Inawan sauce.
That's honestly a little bit like Sauce Castillo. They're going to pick that up. Valanciunas.
Vasu Inawan sauce.
Yeah, same thing.
Vasu Inawan sauce.
All right, there was a game last night. You could call it between the Sacramento Kings and the Orlando Magic. And as always, win or lose, yay or nay, up or down, we're always going to have a Kings Rewind.
Yeah, and Chris is here for this.
Oh, is he?
Uh-huh.
Chris isn't even here, and he's arguing with me about Nolan Ryan on the group chat.
But this is his brain power.
His brain. All right, well, let's see.
No, he's actually here right now.
Yeah, well, that must be a short segment if it's his brain power. Kings Rewind right now. La 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 la. Jason.
Well, Wednesday was a busy day for the Sacramento Kings. The Kings introduced their newest acquisition, Zach LaVine. Later in the day, word spread that they have added some front court help in adding, I wish I had this before, but Jonas Valanciunas.
We have the meats. We do. A couple of sides of beef.
Also, wild sauce.
Yes, that's what I wish I would have said. All that, and the team was ready to take the court in front of the home court fans for the first time in 2 weeks in a matchup with the Orlando Magic.
Oh, no, really? Magic? No, let's not go there. No, nothing is more repellent than magicians. Bunch of grown men waving wands, pulling bunnies out of body crevices. Magicians are repulsive. Next topic.
Moments before tip-off, a former King just wrapped up his debut with the Spurs and put up typical De'Aaron Fox numbers in the 1-point San Antonio win.
Oh, good for you.
The Kings fans were ready to go, though. They gave a huge ovation in the introductions for Zach LaVine, and on his first touch, he threw a laser pass to Sabonis for an easy dunk.
Did I just say last night, I don't know, maybe I just noticed it, but I was watching the game with my daughter, and she loves the Sabonis song, of course. I feel like they're playing it more now.
It's ingrained.
It's like ingrained, like they're playing it all. It used to just be after like and ones and maybe a couple others, but yeah, Sheila, every time she's singing along with it.
That game needed something.
Needed something, man. All right.
Well, for LaVine, his first hoop would come a little later in the first when he drove by multiple defenders for a crafty layup.
Bean.
After an early double-digit deficit, note for that a little bit later, the Kings came right back from behind at first half double-double from Domantas Sabonis.
Double up.
Well, right before the first half ended, DeMar DeRozan was clearly in pain as he injured a finger on his left hand, and it took a while for the athletic trainer to set it, and all Debo could do was grit his teeth and wait for it to be back in place.
Do it, pop it, pop it, pop it, do it, do it, do it. Tape it up. I said tape it up.
Dude, that was gross.
It was bad. I'm like, fix it.
Have you ever dislocated a finger?
I've not.
Me neither. And I don't want. I've dislocated a kneecap. Never dislocated a finger. Katie said on the broadcast, she's like, as bad as it hurts, it's euphoric when it pops back in. I'll bet you that's true.
I saw it happen once, and then someone put it in the guy that got like reset, kissed the guy in the head. It was like,
yeah,
thank you.
I love you so much.
Wait, you look like you were miserable. And then I was like, yeah, I'm good.
I would have been screaming. DeRozan was just like, meh.
It happened to 10-year-old me one time.
Wow,
diving into first base at a baseball game.
Doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong, dude. Well, never dive into first base.
So at the half, the Magic owned just a 2-point lead.
Okay.
The second half began with a quick run by Orlando that ballooned to 18-4 as the wings of Banchero and Wagner utilized their size to abuse the Kings.
You can't do that.
Meanwhile, the Kings completely unraveled. Monk got into foul trouble. The Kings gave the ball away with turnover after turnover, and the joy of the fans had left the building.
Shame on you. You deserve what you get. Sit down. Stay where you are. For the first time, I choose to walk out on you.
Was that Mr. Hand?
No, that's for Boy Meets World. I don't know the teacher, but the Magic were last in three-point shooting coming in, and of course made over 50% of their threes.
Oh, look at me. I'm making people happy. I'm the magical man from Happy Land in a gumdrop house on Lollipop Lane.
Oh, my God. Peter Griffin.
Oh, by the way, I was being sarcastic.
They had been held under 100 points, a league high 22 times this season, and they had over 100 after three quarters.
That's not good.
The home court winning streak is over as the Kings experienced their first home loss of 2025.
I hate it here.
Now, we all watch social media today to see about any trade deadline day deals.
Give me. I need. Give me. Please. All right.
And the Kings will take the court tonight in Portland against the suddenly red-hot Blazers, who have won 9 of 10.
So?
And we're at that point of the rewind where I'm at least want to have some fun with this from that awful game last night. So Christopher Laud will be at the game tonight with other Kings fans.
We're going to go nuts in there!
All right.
All right, Chris, here's my audio test to you. If the Kings win, what will you bring back for Carmichael Dave?
Patrick Stewart money.
That's right. That's right.
If the Kings win, what will you bring back for Kyle Ledbetter?
Costco samples like a mother.
And I'm scared here. If the Kings win, what will you bring back for me?
100 gift baskets.
That's perfect.
Well, anyway, go Kings. Light the beam. And Chris, please storm the court.
Good tunes, good brew, good buddies. I feel great, man. I feel great. You guys are great. I'm going to go pick a fight.
Just lift that shirt over your head, cornholio style, and rush the court. Well done, Christopher Laud. Well done, Jason Ross.
I hate it here.
That's the only possible way I could ever hear those highlights. And
Kyle's getting Costco samples. That's pretty great.
It's actually really good. You have like a little, I've never done it before, but at Costco, you can there's like a little sample machine you hit and it like drops stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's like food or anything, but there's this little like white box.
Well, what is it?
I don't know. I haven't done it yet.
I would like to note, because I know Verlad's probably listening, on his paper, he did put an arrow to say flip those two so Jason gets the Costco samples, but I was just going off the numbers. So he wants to give you the Costco samples, and he wants to give me the gift baskets.
You know what, good or bad, you know what, anytime I hear the term Costco samples, you know what I think of?
What?
Marty McNeil. The late great Marty, because towards the end of
I saw
he
him
was done. Yeah, it was one of my. I used to specifically go there to say hi to him. I do my shopping, but hoping he was there. Yeah, just hey, young blood. It's always the same over and over again. Yeah. Shout out the late great, amazing Marty McNeil. God, I miss him. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, this is like a 15-second break. You're going to talk to us real quick about Gonzalez Law because we want to know what's going on, and that's it. So you can't, guys, don't even get up. Don't even get off the couch or whatever. Stay tuned. We're breaking for like 15 seconds. We're back with 3 for Madness next.
Oh, look at me. I'm making people happy. I'm the magical man from Happy Land in a gumdrop house on Lollipop Lane.
All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Well, everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made some mistakes and made good on that past, but it still is following you? That's happened to a lot of people, and maybe it's keeping you from doing some things that you'd like to do. That's why expungements are out there and they're available. That's one of the things that Jonathan Gonzalez at Gonzalez Law is kind of mastered here and has been able to get people in their lives back on track. But if you got questions, you need representation, not sure who to call, he's the one to call, 916-304-9187, whether it's criminal defense, as I mentioned, expungements, auto accidents, wrongful termination, sexual harassment cases. There's a lot of different things out there where you may need representation. Let him help you. He's local. He's helped a lot of people before, and it's resulted in life-changing results for thousands of clients. Again, Jonathan Gonzalez, locally here, an attorney that can help you, 916-304-9187, or go to sacklegaldefense.com.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Kelly Brothers coming up at 7:28. That's the next segment, if you're wondering. We'll talk Super Bowl and some other stuff.
Hey, by the way, you won.
Won
on the over. Gavin still won. Our Gavin made it.
I did. I even just kind of.
That's what made me see it. I saw his head bobble.
Well, we're going for a whole show, Jason.
That was not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
I don't know.
I mean, 1 hour 15 minutes in, Gavin Maloof is not Gavin is not falling off this little ledge right here.
Yeah.
We shall see. In the meantime, 3 for Madness, starring Kyle Ledbetter in for Chris Laud. Question 1.
Question 1. After last night, what is your panic level? I assume that means the Kings?
Yes. Or in general.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me quantify this. my panic level pre-trade, just my standing panic level is like a 5.
So you're always at 5.
Like,
That's your baseline?
This year, like at a 5, where it's like, oh God, what are we? I don't know. Like, I'm a little worried about the team. Like my general.
So a
team,
good win, it drops a little bit. A bad loss, it goes
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
6. Look.
Okay.
It's not changing much because of last night. I look, they're not trying to cope, but first came back from a road trip. Zach LaVine needs to fit in. They're not going to be that well. I hope I do not believe they will be that bad all year. I do not believe they will be that bad all year. And we've seen with this team before. They've gone through bad stretches. It did, however, remind that there are major defensive issues on this team. When you have the worst team in the NBA shooting three-pointers come in and shoot, I think their line last night was like 60, 50, 90 or something stupid. There's definitely some, maybe not panic, but strong worry and furrowed brow going on. So I'm really hoping Monty's not done and he can kind of fill out that bench and add a wing or two, preferably defensively oriented, to do something here, because this iteration right here, I think the absolute ceiling for this team is a first-round playoff series, which I would take right now.
Sure.
But
sure.
I think there's some adjustments that could make it better.
Yeah, and my panic meter's really not impacted from last night, but it would be, we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but I think in the last 7 games, they've had some really bad defensive game. I mean, they gave up 144, 143, 130 something, and 130 last night. So they've had some games where they've given up a ton of points. And that was even with De'Aaron Fox, who I think is a pretty good defender. So I think in the trade, you did hurt your defense. That you didn't upgrade with Zach LaVine there. Now he'll be way better offensively. That part I'm not worried about. But a little bit of panic would be about the concerns about their defense.
Right.
Yeah. That'd be it.
Number 2, please.
Question 2. How would you rate the Monty McNair press conference from yesterday?
What's our scale, by the way? Oh, go ahead.
Scale on like 0 to 10,
or is it that, or an 8 and F, or like
1 to 10? 1 to 10. Okay, 1 to 10. All right. Here's a clip from yesterday. Montavious McNair.
Yeah, so I'd say at the time, obviously we were struggling as a team.
This is on Firing Mac Brown, by the way.
Mike's done some incredible things for this organization, and we all saw what he did the past 2+ years for us. So, I have nothing bad to say about Mike. I don't want to come up here and do that. I respect everything he's done. At the same time, we're trying to turn our season around. We're a month out from the trade deadline, and we've got to figure out now with an interim coach how we're going to go turn this thing around. That was the primary focus. I knew I'd come up here and speak to you guys at some point, but that was, it was all hands on deck for that. And so far we've gotten ourselves back into the mix. So, I think we obviously have some more work to do there.
I completely understand why anybody watching that press conference would rate it as a 3 or below. He looked like a deer in the headlights. The media, I thought, did a great job in being direct, and look, it was the first time they'd had a chance to speak to him, so they were locked and loaded on some things. I fully understand. I'm going to give it an incomplete because I don't have all the information, because here's what I suspect. I suspect that Monty McNair is a sacrificial lamb, that Monty McNair was put up there, and I don't know that it was Monty McNair's call not to have a press conference. Mm-hmm. And by the way, that answer was to a question as to, well, why didn't you have a press conference? And his answer was, we're trying to turn things around. It was all hands on deck. Dude, it's 20 minutes at max to have a quick statement and take some questions at the time. I don't know that it was his decision. I understand how things work behind the scenes. There is a picture I can paint for people that I do not have the information on, to be clear. I don't want to be irresponsible, that for all we know, Monty wanted to have it. Monty wanted to get out there. He was told not to. Let's not focus on it. Let's just move on. Let's figure this out. Nothing good's going to come from that. You can't ostrich your way through these things. And the reason why I saw some people too, and it's a valid question, like, why are you talking about it? That was months ago. Let's move on. Fans don't care. We want to focus on Doug Christie and Zach LaVine. You care about it if the media is doing their job, which in this case they are doing, which is you have to hold the feet to the fire when it comes to this organization. You have to question their methods. You have to question if the methods that did and didn't happen leading up led to discontent. Did that ultimately lead to De'Aaron Fox wanting out and wanting to leave? Is this something other agents and coaches and players are watching that could in the future prevent them from coming here or having them say, yeah, it's basketball? This adds to that reputation. If you're doing your job, you don't just clap happily and welcome in Zach LaVine. You say, why did this happen? Why didn't that happen? And just run us through it. We're not going to get the answer that's going to make it all better. And I don't think, in my heart of hearts, I really question as to whether or not how much control Monty had over the whole PR situation. And yesterday, I found myself, weirdly enough, knowing the guy a little bit, feeling a little bad for him. Not a lot bad. He's getting paid. It's the job. But feeling a little bit like this is a deer in the headlights right now, and he's going up there and he's going to be a bullet sponge.
Yeah, I think the look was, hey, we're going here. Maybe I'll get a question about that, but probably it's a lot more about Fox and then Zach LaVine, and it was a lot on Mike Brown and why no press conference and all that. So I think it was a little unprepared for that. And then the other part, again, what do I know? But this would be my suggestion, I guess. Dave, I think you could do a lot. The only control Monty has in that press conference is the first thing he says.
Right.
So if he comes out and lays out about as much as he possibly can,
that's right.
He can't say everything, but if it's like in some way, shape, or form, hey, I'll take ownership of this, whether it was his fault or not, kind of to your point, like, hey, it was a misstep by the organization, but this is what we did. We love Mike. We wish him nothing the best. Thank him. But we are now moving forward. And so as much as you could say of that, you're still going to get those questions, but you go, well, I did address that earlier.
That's right. Asked and addressed.
We're here to move. I don't know. You're still going to get asked, and there's other ways around. But that's the only control you have in a press conference is your first thing. After that, the media is going to fire away, and they did a good job.
I think you're 100% on the right track, Jason. If I was running the PR over there, first off, there would have been a press conference the next day. Right. Okay. Secondly, if I was hired yesterday and said this is the world you're in right now, do your best, that's exactly what I would have done too. I would have had him say that in his opening statement. And you know what? People, whether you like it or not, they appreciate transparency and they appreciate honesty and they appreciate humility. There's nothing wrong with coming out and saying, listen, things are going 100 miles an hour, honest to goodness. We were dealing with a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I'm not going to get into the whole thing. In retrospect, should we have spoken before today? Yeah, probably. But we've been laser focused on getting this team better. We love Mike Brown. We apologize for the way everything went down. That certainly wasn't our extension. We wish him nothing but the best. And honestly, to you all, in the future, we will do our best to be a little bit more accessible. That's not what happened. I can't go back and change it. What I can focus on right now is the future moving forward, Zach LaVine and anything else that happens, because the great fans of Sacramento deserve a lot better than they've been getting. That's it.
Yeah.
There's your statement.
Yeah.
Move
and even
forward.
if you wanted to slide in on some of the thought process behind De'Aaron, so you've controlled all of that. Now, questions like, because then sometimes like, I had a question about that, but you kind of answered it.
Because the problem is that people love a vacuum, and what you're not going to hear up there, and by the way, this may not be true, is, honestly, there was a lot of disorganization behind the scenes as to what to say. We didn't want to be put in a bad situation. So the decision was made, whether I agreed with it or not, to not say anything publicly, bring in Doug and hope that wins would put all this behind us. Unfortunately, in part, we left the players out to dry in that situation, pissed them all off. And in part, that also led to one of our star players wanting out because, honestly, he was just tired of the dysfunction of this organization time and time and time again. And that's why we're sort of in this mess, and we're trying to figure it out and do better in the future. That's not the answer you're going to get, but that may very well be a lot of truth in there as well. And people don't want to hear that. I don't blame them. Number 3.
Question 3.
Question 3. After Jonas Vaseline hot sauce, are the Kings done making moves?
No, they're not. They have 2 roster spots to fill, but I don't think that's the spirit of the question. We knew they were going to make at least one. They're trying to make a couple. I know that they still have fishing poles in the ponds, if you will. But it takes 2 to tango. Yeah. So if I had to bet by the end of the day, Will there be another move? I would bet, yeah, but I'd say it's like 75-25, not 100-0. And ultimately, they're going to fill those 2 roster spots. Now, this may involve, there's things like where's Bruce Brown going to go? Kelly Oubre is floating around there as well. There's another guy I can't remember. There's some guys that are either going to be released or bought out that they may be in the market for as well.
You can also upgrade your own, like Isaac Jones, to a full spot.
That's exactly right. You can do that too, 100%. I think from a fan point of view, I think the fan base will feel a lot more settled if there's no more moves and we're going into the rest of the season with no true defensive upgrades whatsoever, and our filled out bench is going to be Jonas Valanciunas and a couple of full-time G Leaguers now being converted. I think there's going to be some issues. I think ultimately that's going to lead to, let's see how they perform for the second half of the season.
Right.
And if they don't perform in the second half of the season, I don't think we're going to see the same front office here next year.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think that's what's on the line.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like there's a big trade today unless you're moving some of your kind of core pieces now, which you can.
Yes.
But I could see some perimeter help, maybe even another thought at backup point guard somewhere. I don't know. That would be my best guess, but we'll see.
We'll take a break. When we come back, just a 2-minute break here, plus a word from overhead and Jason Ross. When we come back, Kelly Brothers, he's good at business. He's going to join us to talk Super Bowl weekend. Much more next.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Well, we're right in the middle of winter. We've had some pretty nasty weather here lately. We've needed that rain, but it's been so cold. And you want to make sure your garage door, you don't want to be stuck in these winter blues we have right now. So February is the perfect time to give it a little extra love. At Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, they're here to keep your garage door running smoothly. So this February, they're spreading that love with their Sweetheart Special. It's $150 off a garage door with the purchase of a garage door opener. They are experts over at Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, providing fast, reliable service that's always on time, and it's also always done right. From squeaky hinges to full door replacements, they've got you covered. They do residential, they do commercial, and they've been doing this so well for so many years, 70-plus years in our region, around Sacramento, 9 counties as well, helping people and just giving your home that overall pop that you've been looking for. So don't let your garage door be the heartbreaker this season. Visit overheaddoorofsacramento.com for your free estimate as they're opening doors to your home and to your hearts this February. Again, if you want to go check out their showroom off of Franklin Boulevard, you could do that. You can call them at 916-421-3747. That's 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Toyota's President's Day sales event is on. Shop the industry's best lineup of SUVs at your Toyota dealer today. Get low financing on RAV4, or check out the spacious Grand Highlander Hybrid, adventure-ready Land Cruiser, or the all-new 38 MPG Toyota Crown Signia. Every new Toyota includes Toyota Care, 2 years of complimentary scheduled maintenance. Don't miss Toyota's President's Day sales event. Hurry in before it ends and drive home a great deal. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available to TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offers end 3/3/25.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers. T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with Cap Trust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. Cap Trust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
Each and every Thursday at this time, Kelly Brothers joins us to share the big brain on Kelly. Good morning. How are you?
Big head, small brain, but I'm doing well. Thanks, Dave.
It is Super Bowl week, and we'll get it. We're going to get into this in our next segment too, Kelly. But I'd love to bring you into the conversation. I feel like, are we in a basketball vacuum in Sacramento, or does it seem like compared to normal, it's a little bit muted with the Super Bowl, the hype and all of that. And the NBA seems to be winning the week, but I just don't know if I'm biased because all the crap going on here.
I think you're right, actually. I think people are a little bit over the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And I think the NBA, the trade activity has been spectacular. I mean, whether you like the Kings trade or not, there's just been a lot of action and people moving and head scratching and what the heck is going on here. So I think they have, and you can see it in the get-in price for the Super Bowl, which has dropped by 60% in the last 3 days. I mean, the get-in price is less than half what it was 1 year ago. You can get in, I think what I saw this morning was $3,000 will get you in the door, and that was $8,000 a year ago. So I think there is a little bit of the bloom is off the rose with regard to the Chiefs, and people are over Taylor Swift, and yeah, they'll watch the game, but it just has the interest has ebbed over the 3 line here. Also, but here's a trivia question for you. What team sold more jerseys this year than any other team in the NFL?
I feel like this is one of those questions. The Cowboys?
The Niners. The Niners sold more. So the Niners won something this year.
Hey! They also,
Niners
by the way, I saw this thing with Vivid Seats the other day. They did their yearly analysis. They also traveled the most. They had the highest percentage of fans at every ballpark that they went to. So they're the most travelingest team. They buy the most jerseys. Now they just win a damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, and of course the season begins like the day after the Super Bowl. So the next season. So number 1 was Christian McCaffrey. Number 2 in terms of team sales was the Raiders.
Yeah. Wow. Hey.
So there you go.
America's team.
So they did well. What else? I wanted to touch on. Well, have you guys talked about the NBA executive who's very interested in this game? Have you talked about that story?
No. But now we're intrigued.
Now I want to know.
Well, the guy who stands to make millions of dollars with another Chiefs win is Pat Riley.
That's
of the
right.
Miami Heat.
The three-peat.
He trademarked three-peat in the late 80s, and the NFL has already licensed it pending a Chiefs win and a three-peat for the Chiefs. So he would be making a lot of money if the Chiefs win this game. Just going to show Pat Riley's a pretty smart guy if you didn't already know that.
So should we all get in, the 3 of us, on like 4-peat? Like, has anybody got that?
There you go. Yes, take it.
The quad squad.
The quad squad.
By the way, and Chief Pete is right there.
Chief Pete.
I wonder if that would. Yeah, Chief Pete's right there. Pat. Good for Pat.
Yeah,
it's a lot of hair gel.
Yeah, he needs some more money, doesn't he?
Yeah, sure.
And then the other interesting this week is, of course, the talk about the change in the NFL schedule, which seems completely natural, but it looks like they will move to an 18-game season, 2 preseason games, 2 byes during the season, and finish up, as we have discussed on this very program, on President's Day weekend with the natural day off after the Super Bowl.
You know, based on this week and the way it's happened, I wonder if the NBA will then do their own strategy and go, we're going to keep moving this trade deadline to Super Bowl week, because, I mean, they're not going to trade Luka every offseason, Kelly, but man, the NBA has done great here. Because I told Dave this, imagine that trade was Saturday night. Imagine if that was this weekend, so like on the eve of the Super Bowl. I just would have wondered how that would have compared with the Super Bowl game itself.
Yeah, it sucks all the air out of the room, especially when you have NFL participants tweeting ad nauseum about it.
Yeah.
So, no, I think the for the first time in a long time, I think the NBA has kind of won the week, at least so far.
One follow-up on that Super Bowl get-in price, Kelly. You said 3,000 has dropped to 3,000. Is that at the top of the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans? Is that like at the top row, or?
Yeah, get-in price is just that's the cheapest seat.
Wow.
That's the seat that will get you in the door. Also, should point out, I just always find it interesting because I didn't know until about 2 years ago how this worked. But Kendrick Lamar does not get paid for doing the gig that he's about to do. Well, he gets paid, but it's in increased streams of his music. It's in increased ticket sales for his tour, which is currently ongoing. The NFL does kick in money for production costs, but much of the time the artist is actually augmenting that money with even more money. Famously, I think it was Dr. Dre who spent $1 million of his own money on the show. So
Prince as well did it. There's actually some really interesting numbers behind this, Kelly, where they talked about the NFL, travel and equipment and all that, but a lot of times artists, as you just said, will augment it. But then you look at the percentages of an increase on plays, album sales, etc. There's just no doubt. And when you look at the Super Bowl, it's so interesting. The NFL is just such a unique thing where it is by far the most dominant sport in the country. One of the most celebrated teams in the entire league is in the smallest market in all of American sports, Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Super Bowl in itself, though, is basically it's sports Thanksgiving. You're with family or you're throwing a party. I want to say I don't have data on this, but I'm trying to think. I think it's probably Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner. I gotta think Super Bowl is like at minimum the third biggest food holiday that there is when it comes to what you're making out there. It really, for people like my sister who calls it sports ball, and she's infected my daughter with the same thing. We're all going to be hanging at my parents' house this weekend, and they're into it because they want to see that their thing is I want to see all the commercials, I want to see the halftime show, and I want to eat the food. And
something for everybody.
There is really truly something for everyone.
There is, and the great part about Super Bowls, you get to be with the family that you define, not the family that you have to be with on Christmas. So, it's a great holiday, and I think they should move it to President's Day weekend. And if they do, of course, the NBA will have to adjust its All-Star weekend. So, that will be an adjustment for them because they certainly don't want to go up against the Super Bowl. Guys, we got to touch on. With all the moves in the NBA, do not discount state tax. De'Aaron missed out on Supermax. He doesn't care. He's going to a no tax state. He's going home. That means, if he signs the biggest contract possible with the Spurs, that's going to be $40-50 million in his pocket. That would not have been in his pocket in California. Doncic going the other way because he lost out on Supermax. And now he's paying 14.4%. And remember, it's yes, you are absolutely correct in, if the Lakers play in Texas, he does not have to pay tax on that game. But if you're on the Lakers, you're playing the Kings, you're playing the Warriors, you're playing 41 home games, and all your endorsement income is getting California taxed as well. So for him, it's gonna cost Doncic tens of millions of dollars this move, probably over 50 million on the first 3 years of his stay in LA.
Yeah, because if you're let's see, you got 2 at the Warriors, 2 at the Kings, 2 at the Clippers, that's 6 plus 41. You're playing 47 of 82 games, over half of your games in California, obviously. And then the best part of this whole thing, or worst part, is what a week to be Luka Doncic in the sense that not only did you get traded California from Texas, no state tax to state tax, you also lost out on your ability to sign a Supermax, which was over $100 million worth of money difference. And then on top of that, your old organization basically leaked out that you're a fat, entitled D-bag.
Weak.
Yeah, weak. Seriously, they traded him with none. Then they were like, yeah, because he's a fatty and he parties too much and he sucks and we're tired of dealing with him.
I love the memes of James Corden in a Laker jersey saying, hey, Doncic looking a little chunky during his first Laker practice.
I'd still trade places.
Yeah, exactly.
No, and you know what? And this will probably motivate him to not come in at 270, come in at 245, and so we'll see. But I mean, yeah, the scary part to me is that GM did not get more for Doncic. That he did not hold. I mean, we're mad at our guy for not getting one of the Spurs young studs, but to think that he couldn't get Dalton Connect thrown in on this deal or something else is just beyond reason.
Well, just remember this: the GM that didn't do that is the same GM when he worked for Nike that called Steph Curry Seth Curry and had a leftover PowerPoint for Kevin Durant, and then shockingly, Steph Curry left Nike and went to Under Armour. That was Nico Harrison, same guy. That's now the second stupidest thing he's ever done in his career.
I think one way or another, we're going to see some turnover in front offices this offseason, I think. So, but guys, great to see you and enjoy the national holiday that is the Super Bowl.
Appreciate you, Kelly. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week. Have fun this weekend.
Over and out.
Over and out. Take care. That is Kelly Brothers. He is good at business. And it's poor Luka.
Yeah.
If there was ever
actually, they did really cost him a ton of money.
They cost him a ton of money. They really did leak out that he was and by the way, I'm not saying it's not true.
Yeah.
He's entitled. He's fat.
He's very public.
They bulldozed him.
Yeah.
If there was ever a reason for look, I will never root for the Lakers. I'm not going to lie. I'm okay with Luka destroying the Mavericks every time he plays him. I'm all for revenge tours.
Yeah.
And also, the funny thing is they can say whatever they want about him. The league leader in minutes played last year, counting playoffs, Luka Doncic.
Yeah. Well, remember when he came here, how many years removed last year, and looked at Vlade, who happened to be oh, you didn't take me?
Yeah.
What they just did, traded him, and what they said about him. Imagine his first game back there.
God, seriously, he might actually.
Nico should not go to that game.
He might take a dump on the Mavericks logo. It might be the first time in NBA history that's happened.
Dumpsich?
Yeah, Luka Dumpsich.
Yeah.
Would he get fined for that? Probably. He probably get fined for that.
Maybe.
What is going to be crazier? Him taking a dump?
Fragrant foul. Sorry. Go ahead.
That was funnier than what I was going to say. I think just go on.
We'll take a break. When we come
back, counts.
Bang! when we come back, let's catch you up on these moves, including Jimmy Butler. The Lakers find their center, Brandon Ingram. Don't you know he's changing countries? And De'Aaron Fox debuts with it. We don't care. Fox is gone. Enough. Get over it. Relax. Don't be soft. Fox debuts with the Spurs. We'll talk about that too. If we have time, we'll do all that next.
Saturday night, Kings and Pelicans. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends over at Jiffy Lube, and they want to show some customer love this month with their February oil change deals you can find online today. Visit jiffylube.com and find a service center near you to see these sweetheart deals, get it, during the month of February. Here's what you do. Drive into savings at jiffylube.com today and let yourself save in the month of February. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
How about you try something new this year? A resolution to enjoy what you drive. And the only way to guarantee that is at Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. And it's not just because they're centrally located right across from Hagan Oaks Golf Course or their huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. It's because their general manager, Chuck Dean, and this team, they really take the time to get to know you and your goals. To them, it's not just about a car sale. It's about building generational relationships with someone you can trust. That's why people come from all over, Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, it's where a handshake still means something.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Mosley here. Thursday's Toyota Tahoe Report calls for midweek POW. And let me tell you, it's top notch. If you're around, you're scoring. Grab the keys to your Toyota and get dialed in for an epic day.
Thanks, Johnny. Get your gear ready. Heavy snowfall today and into the night on the mountain. Tomorrow morning, snow showers clear by the afternoon, bringing in a little sunshine, and the winds finally drop off. This report has been brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
As always, we don't rely on talent. We rely on bribes to get you to listen. Jiffy Lube, after each and every game, will give you a $100 gift card just for listening and remembering what the Jiffy Lube drive of the game was. Let's go to our first contestant, Ryan. Or is it Rian? Is it Rianne? I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Ryan?
It is Ryan. You got it.
Yeah, well done. It is Ryan. Well done by me.
Ryan.
Ryan, what was, should I say, in a stinker of a game? What was the Jiffy Lube bright spot drive of the game?
Yeah, a little less stinky in the second. We had a Sabonis outlet pass to Keon, and then transition find to DeMar for the nice layup.
That is incredibly detailed.
I was there. I don't even remember if that's right.
I watched the whole thing. I've already blocked it out. Let's see if Ryan is correct.
Magic wearing white on the road in Sacramento. Finds Wagner in the paint. The teardrop floater going to be short. Sabonis is there for his 8th rebound. Throws it ahead. Keon Ellis gives now to Debo. Down the lane to the rim, and he scores. 10 points for DeMar DeRozan. Let's make that your Jiffy Lube drive of the game. You're listening to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross tomorrow morning at 7:45 for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Here's a steal by Devin Carter now. The Kings get the ball back. Runs to the left wing. Gives to Sabonis. Freeway to the rack, and he scores. And that was every bit as worthy of a Jiffy Lube drive of the game. You have back-to-back takes to the rack, and the Kings are within 4 at 46-42.
That is
extended,
perfect.
But it was really what Ryan got.
Ryan,
good job, Ryan.
Congratulations, Ryan. You got yourself a $100 gift card to Jiffy Lube, oil changes, windshield wipers, and so much more you already wanted. It's in the bag. I just have a simple question for you. What morning radio show, which just passed up Dirt and Spray in the national rankings, makes all your Jiffy Lube dreams come true?
Sacktown Sports.
That's honestly, the calls lately have just been on fear.
Yeah. Total fear.
Let me look at this real quick. Let me just here, and Sam, and then that, and then okay. Let me say something about De'Aaron Fox. Can I?
Yeah.
It's not going to be popular with Russ and many, many others. So there was he made a comment yesterday. He made several comments yesterday, but there was one that made people a little bit anger face.
Okay.
And he was talking about well, let me just play the clip. Here he is talking to San Antonio media.
I was like, I want Steph here. And I texted him that. I told him, you're a big reason why I wanted to come here. So that's a big thing about it, being able to play with Vic and being able to play with Steph. And even Dev and Keldon and a lot of those guys being able to play with HB again, and even CP still being here.
So I think there's two different things here. Number one, I think is a very legitimate question I don't know the answer to. Is that tampering? I mean, honest to God, is that tampering?
Right.
You're talking to a player on another team. Now, we all know players don't ever get busted for tampering. Draymond Green famously called Kevin Durant from the parking lot and was public about it. It's a very tamper-y. Now, that has rubbed.
It doesn't mean the agent's not saying that, right?
Right.
Like you could tell your agents in the discussions. Yeah.
That's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah.
Had somebody last night say to me on social media, it was after the game, they were like, I just wish you were more positive about this. And I said, look, I just don't want to take the easy way out on this. It would be absolutely within my remit as somebody who analyzes this team to ride or die for Sacramento, come out and go toot, let's all board up on the Fox train. I cannot believe. So let's just recap. He wanted out of Sacramento. He poisoned the well with the preferred destination. He was basically trying to make the trade less than what we got. He really screwed us. And I think that's a perfectly understandable and acceptable way to think about things. And I think a lot of people are going to choose to think that way. Here's the way I think about it. I don't blame him one bit. I don't have a single problem with anything he did. Here's why. Because I believe that De'Aaron Fox wanted to stay in Sacramento. I believe De'Aaron Fox wanted to play his entire career here. I think De'Aaron Fox, though, did not want to. You get one career. You get one career. And unlike you and unlike me and unlike a lot of people listening right now whose lifetime contract is for the Sacramento Kings, it doesn't matter how bad they are. I'm never leaving this team. It's the team I was basically born into. I've been a fan my entire life. I will die a Sacramento Kings fan. If they go 0-82 for the rest of my lifetime, I'll still be a Kings fan. Well, that's not the way it is with him or any of these players. And if I put myself in his shoes, I go, okay, I was forced to come here, the draft. I was not forced to re-sign here. I chose to. And all I've said the whole time is I want to win a championship in Sacramento. And at some point, I have to come to a conclusion when I'm about to sign a max deal, not a super max, but a max deal, which will keep me, barring a trade, which would be out of my control for the most part, keep me in this market and would keep me with this franchise for the remainder of my career, my prime at least. Do I want to do that? Do I trust that this team will do what they need to do to win a championship? And you could argue, well, hold on a second. They added Domantas Sabonis. They added DeMar DeRozan. They drafted Keegan Murray. This team this is the best team you've ever had around you. I don't think it was about that, just that. I think the real truth that is going to be very difficult for Kings fans to feel, because we are very xenophobic. We are very us against the world. It is very hard to take a look in the mirror at things that you don't control. I think in the end, he just didn't like the franchise. He didn't trust the franchise. He didn't trust the people above him. He didn't trust the people making the decisions. He didn't trust the reputation. He didn't trust the franchise's ability to attract championship caliber players. I think think about where he went. He went to a team that right now has a worse record right now. That is the polar opposite of the Sacramento Kings over the last 40 years with a little bit of luck, but let's be honest. The San Antonio Spurs are arguably the best run organization in the entire league. They are, you don't know who, when was last, half of you don't even know who the owner of the Spurs is, Peter Holt, I believe, but you never see him. A lot of people don't even know how the GM was before last week. Hell, a couple of years ago, I thought it was still R.C. Buford, Greg Popovich. The stability, the Pittsburgh Steeler-esque stability of the franchise is everything that we aren't.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy knows he wants out. He knows where he wants to go, and he's exercising his right to be able to do that. He didn't break a law. He didn't break a rule. He gave the Kings his list of things that would keep him here. They did not comply, on top of the way they handled Mike Brown, the way he was hung out to dry this year, the way he felt he was hung out to dry last year when he did the media boycott, et cetera, et cetera. He decided he didn't want to be a part of the franchise anymore. He gave them a heads up. He didn't Jimmy Butler the whole thing. There was a place he wanted to go, and he wanted to re-sign. I think players should have some sort of a right to play where they want to play at some point and have control over their own careers. It's not an easy truth to face. It's not something you want to hear, that you are a fan of a dysfunctional franchise. But until you acknowledge it, and until you hold those above accountable and question them, like at the press conference yesterday, it's never going to change. The only thing that's going to happen, Jason, is, and rightfully so, he saved the team, and Vivek Ranadive deserves every penny. But in a public-private partnership that we were all a part of, the net value of that franchise has increased somewhere around, depending on what you believe, $4.5 to $5.5 billion. Meanwhile, fans are paying more money, selling out the arena, and they're getting, let's just be honest, a below-average product in return. I want to fix those problems. I want them acknowledged. I want them fixed. I want them discouraged. So we don't do this again in 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. And the whole thing about insanity and repeating it and all that stuff. So, yes, I'm coming out on the side of, I get why Fox did it. I don't like it, but I think we're focusing on De'Aaron Fox instead of focusing on the root of the weed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
We'll see if it does any of that switching that you're looking for.
I don't have confidence, but I have hope. We'll take a break. When we come back, Sam Amick joins us next.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention, and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal and every detail matters. Check out the new Napoleon Prestige and Rogue models and see the difference a Napoleon makes. Napoleon grill set features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel, boasting absolute quality. Napoleon knows that the smallest details add up to make a big difference when curating your perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
I got to read this text as we get to Sam. So, Dave, do you secretly follow your ex-girlfriends to see how they're doing? Come on, Fox is now dead to us. That's from Craig in Wisconsin. Craig? Yeah, I still check in. I want to know how they're doing. And I'm not going to lie. Once in a while I see, like, oh, not doing that great. I'm not happy about it, but I'm not happy about it either. Joining us right now from the God dang it. There, okay, 2 hours and 3 minutes. One-armed Gavin fell off the ledge. You called it. I made it through the first hour. Sorry, Sam. We had a bet going. It's Sam Amick. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, gentlemen. How we doing?
You know.
How are you doing? It's a busy time for you.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I just can't skip past the fact that Dave just publicly admitted that he keeps in touch with his exes while his wife could be listening. What is wrong?
I didn't say I keep in touch. I said Facebook's a hell of an app. You know, I see every once in a while they pop up. I go, oh, okay, sucker. Sam, I can tell you how busy Sam was. I won't get into it because our off-air conversations are private. I was telling Sam a very intricate and interesting story about an experience I had in the UK yesterday. And he was all like, oh, I got to take another phone call, and completely interrupted me. And I get it. This time of year, I forgive him for stuff like that. Sam, no hard feelings.
I mean, I just hadn't paid the electrical bill and they were chasing me down. You know, what are you going to do?
Always.
Go ahead.
Well, no, it's been nuts. I said to someone yesterday, I don't know if it's recency bias, but the fireworks the fireworks show is longer than normal this year at the trade deadline. I mean, you're just talking about massive names on the move. So, and honestly, from the shocker of Luka, which nobody saw coming, to the Jimmy stuff that we saw coming but didn't see necessarily coming, in this direction. It's been a lot, but it's been fun.
Well, let's go with the one that was kind of public, right? We talked about last week with De'Aaron Fox ultimately was traded. Your thoughts on kind of ultimately how we ended up here officially, and and how the Kings did out of all of this.
Man, we'll see. I mean, it's, the package itself, I think there's good sides to it. And the Levine is a very good player. You got to kind of wipe yesterday's game out of the memory banks when you talk about adjusting and getting to town. I know he talked about having been rusty. But the bigger picture is not great. I mean, they might compete for a playoff spot this year. I went to Monty's press conference yesterday morning, and it's, we don't have to rehash all the old stuff that we've talked about ad nauseum, but it's, I will a little bit because it's their fault because they didn't hold the press conference for 41 days. I've never seen an organization hold 2 press conferences and schedule 2 press conferences with a GM in the same day. I mean, the email might as well have said, hey, we know you're going to talk about the not fun stuff, so come in the morning to do that, and then come say hi to Zach LaVine midday. That was clearly the structure. And Monty, I mean, he tried his best to answer the questions, but was not enjoying that press conference clearly, and made for a kind of a strange day.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Monty's been getting a lot of stick for it, but I also felt like it was almost a ransom video up there. I felt bad for him at one point because it just seemed like there were other powers at play. And it's a difficult position to go up and be a bullet sponge, if you will, for the media, who I thought did a great job. You were there. Sam, I'll ask you. You've had a long time to think about it. You've covered this team forever. Have you come to a conclusion in your mind, your best guess as to why they didn't have a press conference, why they waited until yesterday?
I couldn't agree with you more about the ransom component. I wrote at the time that Vivek made this decision, trusted that information at the time, since had that information confirmed even more. Now owners don't, they do sometimes do press conferences. I think we've talked about how Mark Cuban used to jump on the elliptical before every game and talk to reporters. That's one end of the spectrum. James Nolan, I'm not sure he's a real person. We haven't seen him in 50 years, so the league does not require owners to talk, but I still am of the opinion that whether it's a press conference or just simply doing some local media, and I say local because, as you guys know, with me, it's trying to just find out what's going on. I think Vivek should have been the one talking. And I do think there were a lot of forces at work leading to Monty having to grab the microphone, and he was asked a couple times about who made the decision on Mike Brown. But the second time, when, credit to Chris Biederman from the B for asking very directly, can you, definitively say who made the decision? And it was just this, yeah, me. And then just sprinting to the next question. So yeah, it was crunchy. And then, it probably would have helped the mood for them and the optics if the game went better, but then it obviously was crunchy later too.
I know it was a matter of timing. I thought the same thing. Not if the game was better, that would have helped. But even if they had just said, oh, and by the way, we've just traded for Jonas Valanciunas, which seemed to be a popular move of the day. It just was, timing wasn't on their side at that time.
Yeah. And Dave, I didn't really answer your question. No, I don't know why they didn't do it. And I don't feel guilty continuing to highlight this because I know damn near every PR person in the league and have not run into one who thinks that it was handled well. So it's the type of thing that somebody else in their questions to Monty also rightfully pointed out. This is not just media bitching, if you will. I hope that's not an FCC violation.
You're fine.
But it's legitimately part of the situation with De'Aaron Fox. So that, so anybody who wants to say, stop whining, shift your focus to the player who decided to push his way out of town. There was a pattern of the organization not finding a way to make that player feel supported when it came to public controversy. And this was one of those times.
And I'll it's funny you say that because, in full disclosure, we didn't talk about this before, but we just basically had this in a segment before you came on where it's a difficult truth to face. And I can promise you're going to get people in the YouTube comments when this thing is posted. There are just, and right or wrong, there are fans that look, De'Aaron Fox is gone. He screwed us on the way out. Oh, let's move on. Why are you taking up for him? And my point, and I think it's your point here, we're on the same page, is that it is incredibly important to look at the big picture in the way the franchise runs itself behind the scenes. And you had a homegrown star that the idea of him being disgruntled and wanting to leave and forcing his way out. Well, technically that's true in a vacuum. He was disgruntled and he wanted out, and he de facto forced his way out with Rich Paul and poisoned the well for the team he wanted to go to. That's all inarguable, I think. But if we don't, as media, and I think really also as fans, also acknowledge that there was a series of events that led to this, that ultimately he did want to be here. He did want to sign that contract. He gave them ample opportunities. And whether it's the media boycott last year, whether it was the Mike Brown situation this year and the no press conference, whether it was the lack of adding this, that, and whatever around him, which is the same thing fans have been screaming for, it ultimately led to this decision. If we don't acknowledge that, we're just going to repeat it in another 2-3 years. And are we on the same page there?
100%. And I'll add to it by saying this is what, fans who kind of like the trade and who just want to move on, this is going to irritate them. In my opinion, Zach LaVine is not part of the Kings' long-term future. Yes, he has a couple years left on his deal. He is not a foundational piece, for a team that is aspiring to actually contend. And De'Aaron Fox was supposed to be that. And you talk about the stakes at play here, let's not forget, as Luka gets traded to the Lakers, that when Vlade Divac made the ill-fated decision not to draft Luka, the number one justification was his belief in De'Aaron Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea that he didn't love the idea not only of them playing together, but that his, insight, his intel was that Fox was going to probably not want to play with Luka, and that he believed that he would have to trade De'Aaron if he drafted Luka. The point is, you just look at all that has been invested regarding this player and the direction they went down with Fox as the driving force. And so to have it end like this is pretty disastrous for an organization that now at best is going to scratch and claw to be in the middle, which is exactly what Fox didn't want.
Sam, last week, I think when we were talking about this situation, you and others had all kind of thought there was still a chance that maybe he did make it through the deadline, and this could be revisited in the summer, and Fox would approach this professionally. We all expected that. But Monty, the one thing that stuck out to me, and you were there and maybe would have a better read on it, the one thing he did mention yesterday multiple times was seemingly a bit agitated that this whole thing became public. And do you think the public nature of this kind of forced this to be done, I guess, by the deadline here for the Kings?
Maybe. The point he was making, I think, is that some of this stuff is just, what's the word I'm looking for? Like transactional context. So every time De'Aaron and his agent, Rich Paul, would decline an extension, then that is a very, very formal sign to the team that he's not ready to commit long-term. I'm just stating the obvious there. And then you have, that stuff would become public, but that's not, honestly, I remember when it first got reported that he turned down the extension, and I was the first one to start telling people this is not just about trying to get the Supermax. This is not just financially driven. This is him reading the room. That is when the public stuff starts to change the mood a little bit, because, if you're the Kings, it's like, hey, if you tell the fans that, hey, it's just a better business decision for me to wait, and then, but don't worry, we'll figure it out eventually, then the pressure doesn't rise. Yes, the pressure started to rise when, and again, this is in the category of don't kill the messenger in the media, like when his people decided to kind of rise the temperature, and that's what they did. It's messy. It happens all the time in the NBA. You have to manage it. This is a grand example, but Kobe Bryant was jumping on the radio in LA and telling Stephen A. Smith and anybody who would listen that he wanted out of LA. He wanted out. And, they held firm and went and got Pau Gasol. And then Kobe was there, so it gets messy sometimes. But that doesn't mean you have to fold. I'm still a little bit surprised that they didn't try to push this to the summer. and I have learned that I think it was pretty, I don't know if toxic is too strong, but it was not great in the locker room. The players were pretty frustrated by, how this had escalated so quickly. So I think that did play a part, but yeah, I mean, it's, again, it's not a great conclusion.
Sam, what, if any, thing are you hearing about, Monty was asked a couple times, different versions of how much autonomy do you have? What are you hearing, if anything, about influence from above? Is that front office Monty, Wes, and friends, or and if so, how involved are those above Monty's pay grade?
Yeah, I mean, it's there's plenty of signs of good old Kangs, if you will. Again, stuff that I know triggers the fans, like when it comes to the Palace intrigue and the power games that are going on, I think. But again, you could cut through a lot of that if Vivek would actually talk and tell people how things are functioning, and he's not doing that. I remember a game a couple of weeks ago. They won a game, and it was after they obviously chose not to have a press conference. And I think he's got somebody who does his own social media, and it was I see him get up from the courtside seat and walk over to the beam to take part in the whole beam thing, and he's got he's making sure that somebody's videotaping him for his social so that he can be out there and be visible in a positive moment. Well, that's not leadership as an owner. Like, you got to actually be around for the negative stuff too. So if he would talk, I mean, maybe it's because he knows that the truth is that things are messy and he doesn't want to talk about that. I mean, yeah, I think this front office is under a lot of pressure. These are moves, and this is outside perspective where, like, again, in a vacuum, I'm not, the transaction itself was pretty good. It could have been worse. They got some stuff, you know what I mean? But it's also the idea that to continue to be competitive, fight for the playoff spot, short-term solutions, I guess I'll put it this way. I wouldn't blame this front office if a factor in their minds was obviously I would like to stay employed.
Yeah.
And that's not the best ecosystem, but that falls at Vivek's feet.
Earlier, Sam, when you talked about, the transaction that actually was made, getting Zach LaVine, that's not the, foundational piece like that Fox had had the potential to be going forward. Don't you feel like now that they've dealt Fox, they're really trying to find the next guy like De'Aaron Fox? And I don't know if that's with picks or if with a trade deadline. I mean, I'm sure that's not happening today, but aren't they kind of now back in that cycle trying to find another franchise piece?
For sure. And I just pulled up their salaries just to make sure I don't misspeak. I mean, Zach can opt out, not this coming summer, but the summer after that. So we talk about short-term, that's short-term. Domas is a foundational piece. And I think it was wise of them, and I give them credit to go get Jonas Valanciunas, because I think that Domas was, already a little grumpy about how this had gone down. And that's another thing that all of a sudden, and this is not a now thing. It's just you better make sure the big fella is okay, because he's the only dude you like, elite player you have who is signed long-term through the summer of 28. The other part where it gets tricky, you sign Malik Monk up long-term. They got a decision to make on Keegan Murray this summer, but DeMar DeRozan represents, and this to me, I don't see anything happening there today, but it kind of reflects the pickle that they put themselves in, meaning when they got him to sign here at the time, it was another positive sign and reflection of some of the stability it seemed like they had been pushing towards, and he felt comfortable enough to come to SAC, and he chose them, you know what I mean? And obviously they paid him more than he could get anywhere else. But now, like, there's an argument to be made that in pursuit of that foundational piece or something, different, that they should move DeMar now and start pivoting even more. I had heard some stuff yesterday. I thought that might be happening, was told that was not the case. So, that's the latest intel for now, but we'll see what they do. I mean, again, it's tricky for me because I do think highly and respect of Monty and Wes both. I think they're respected executives who they've got different styles. I mean, obviously it's not a real secret. I think Monty is the front facing guy we saw yesterday. It's just not necessarily his strength. But they do know what they're doing. But there's just a lot happening here. Excuse me.
I think the DeRozan thing's fascinating, Sam, because you do hear whispers, and I would imagine, I would imagine his representation is probably, if that is the case, reminding the Kings that they've already damaged their league-wide reputation between Fox and Brown lately, and to take a guy who has a tremendous amount of respect around the league and a limited amount of time left in his career, and to send him to I'm just throwing teams out, but Utah, Washington, a team that is in the middle of a rebuild that actually have some players that might be attractive to the Kings. That's probably not going to do anything for their reputation. That leads to my question is, do you think that's an internal conversation going on if DeMar's name comes up, in addition to value for value? Also, we may need to be a bit careful if we were to send him somewhere, because we don't want to completely trash ourselves publicly.
Yeah, I do think it's a consideration. There's always this informal thing happening between organizations and their relationships with the different agencies. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Clutch Sports and Rich, that's the De'Aaron Fox. And I'm trying to think, if any other players are represented by him on this team.
Isn't Levine?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yeah. The new guy.
Yeah.
Of course.
Gotcha. Yeah. Him.
You're making my point for me, which is
right.
that, and I did check in on this after the trade. Like, even with all the drama, the assertion is that like Clutch and the Kings are okay. You know what I mean? Which sounds probably surprising to fans, but the business relationship, that bridge is not broken or burned. DeMar is represented by Aaron Goodwin, longtime, prominent, powerful agent who, honestly, even beyond his own client list, he was LeBron James's first agent. He had Kevin Durant.
Chris Webber's former agent, wasn't he?
Yes. Yeah. He's been around. I mean, he lives in the Bay and he's prominent. I mean, he's been very tied in with the Kings for a very long time, going back to the Jeff Petrie days, and is a very respected guy. And the point is that it's one of those guys where if you do wrong by DeMar, I actually think that it extends well beyond his client list. Like it's one of those, every prominent player in the game will listen to what he says. And so you got to be careful with that. So yeah, I mean, these are some of the dynamics at play right now.
I do want to ask Sam, I know we just got a few moments left, but
sorry.
Wow. Dave nearly exploded.
Dave, one more time. Dave,
oh my God. I swallowed my coffee wrong. I'm so sorry, everybody. Go ahead.
Obviously the biggest shocker was the Luka and Lakers deal. Just from, content wise, it's absolutely amazing, but just the inner workings, how that really came out of nowhere, the very, very public nature of what Nico Harrison had to say about Luka and all that, just your overall perception, what others are saying about not necessarily even the deal, but just Dallas doing that one and what it cost Luka and kind of what they said about him during this whole thing.
No, it was crazy. This is more a Sacramento filter and a view, but I was just mad that, if Luka was going to be available, like you talk about tying a bow on a storyline, De'Aaron Fox for Luka Doncic, like that.
Yeah. Let's go. Oh.
That you might have shut me up when it comes to all this other stuff we're talking about. But no, it was a total stunner. I mean, honestly, that there's the storyline with the Lakers, and I need to write some of this stuff more than I have. It just blows me away. Like the Kobe Bryant tie-ins here, and I know we don't have a lot of time, but I'll make the point is, Nico Harrison was Kobe's Nike rep for a long time. He knew Kobe as well as anybody. That's the GM of the Mavs. Rob Pelinka, GM of the Lakers, was Kobe's agent for most of his career. Knew Kobe as well as anybody, was a dear friend. It just cracks me up that the fabric of this trade is one person who knew Kobe better than anybody deciding that Luka Doncic did not have the Mamba mentality, and the other person saying, I hear you, but give him to me anyway. We're going to be fine.
And the same guy who nailed the Steph Curry presentation for Nike.
Well, yes, man. You were just taking your shot today.
Sorry.
That one, yes. Nico Harrison famously botched the Nike presentation for Steph. Misspelled his name. Yes.
Yeah.
He's taking hits right now, and we'll see. I mean, it does look crazy. The Luka stuff. I'm just dying to see what Luka's resume looks like at 35. That's it. Because guys, again, I know we're short on time. I've never watched a player in the finals last year. I would find myself going, oh my God, he just went for 38. I don't remember, but 38, 12, and 20, 15, whatever. And then you'd be like, but on the court, it looks like the big fat guy at the pickup game who can't move very well, and
right.
And I remember he had this wrap around his left knee, and it was the weirdest thing. He had blood coming out of the wrap all the time. Like he literally had like a blood stain. So you have this image of this battered and bruised body, but then he's an absolute basketball genius. So, we'll see who ended up making the mistake here.
Well, and just the way we were talking about a couple segments ago, Sam, like how badly do you have to dislike Luka Doncic, your franchise player that took you to the finals, when you basically traded him out of the blue, cost him over $100 million, sent him from no state tax to state tax, and then on top of that leaked out that he was an insufferable fatty who didn't care about they bulldozed. Yeah, they slaughtered him, Sam.
I shouldn't make light of this, but I just thought, if he wasn't MAGA before, man, he's coming to California. Right, man, this state sucks.
He's so pissed. and then like everything you said was 100% accurate. And God, I wish we had another hour, because you go back to, you had the conversation, I had the conversation with Vlade Divac. You mentioned it earlier about Fox, but him saying, I've known Luka since he was, I'm not going to do a Vlade here. I've known Luka since he was 11. I know about the drinking. I know about the partying. I know about the lack of him being in shape. And I won't go into this part, and people can jump to their own conclusions, but Vlade's best friend was Luka's dad, and Luka's dad had his own set of struggles. And you go all the way back now to Vlade's justification not drafting, which of course was a mistake, but you bring that full forward now. And oh, by the way, Luka Doncic led the league in minutes, counting the playoffs last year. So he might be a partying, drinking fat boy, but somehow, as you said, he's a genius. He makes it work so far.
Yeah, no, I don't. That's well said. It's going to be incredible to watch. And I'm
okay. Well, we'll leave this way, Sam. If you were to describe Luka Doncic in 3 words, would it be accurate to describe him as having a cushy poker player build?
That's 4
words.
Have you ever said that before about anybody?
It's a turn of phrase. It's very poetic. It sounds like something Sam would say about somebody.
Yeah, baby. That was the best story I've ever written.
I agree.
my mom still has it in a scrapbook. So thank you for that every single time. All right. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Know it's a busy day for you. And you can follow Sam online. Also subscribe to The Athletic. They've got all your trade deadline coverage up to the minute with phenomenal sources, and also some great behind the scenes stuff as always. Sam, thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right. That's Sam Amick. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, the Kings added Jonas Valanciunas. At least that's what.
Wait, what? That's not correct, is it?
Valančiūnas wild sauce.
Yes, I'm sorry. Jonas Valanciunas wild sauce.
Valanciunas wild sauce.
According to Charles Barkley. Let's talk about that, what that means, and also what else do you want to see him do? We'll take your phone calls finally at 1-800-920-1140 if you want to weigh in on last night. You want to weigh in on still a trade, what you want to see the Kings do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Kyle Ledbetter in for Chris Rillard. We're right back after this.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports 1140. This year, resolve to save on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on over 30 new half-ton Silverado LT and RST. After rebates. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leases, and other offers. Must own 2011 or newer Chevrolet. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Just like in basketball, you need the right team to win. And that's why I recommend Folsom Lake Kia. They got low payments that change the game. And you can always buy with zero down with approved credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia and tell them DC sent you.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SacktownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
You can finally follow through with that resolution to get into that Jeep, Ram, Dodge, or Chrysler you've always wanted at Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. It's the place where a handshake still means something, getting you the best deals in town with the best customer experience. See for yourself. They're centrally located right next to Hagen Oaks Golf Course.
This 49er Injury Report is brought to you by Jeremy Winter, attorney at law. He cares because he's been there. After an injury-plagued 2024 season, which ended 6-11 and out of the playoffs, the 49ers will focus on getting healthy in the offseason. Running backs Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason, and Isaac Guerrero all suffered season-ending injuries. Left tackle Trent Williams' ankle kept him out late in the year, and Brock Purdy missed the season finale with a hurt elbow. 49ers hope to enter 2025 with a full roster back intact.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
You know, when it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer, and that's especially true when it comes to your garage door. And that's why I recommend National Garage Door, 638-4554. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE. It's broken spring experts. Styles, prices, and quality of the new doors will amaze you. Our garage door was starting to sound kind of, and that's not good. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said patching up the old one was an option, but we're getting a new garage door. We're pretty happy about that. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 638-4554, National Garage Door.
The good news? Now that you've lost the excess weight, InShape Fitness is here to help you maintain your new look with everything from fitness classes to full-length mirrors to admire your new self. We are in shape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
Just like in basketball, you need the right team to win. And that's why I recommend Folsom Lake Kia. They got low payments that change the game. And you can always buy with zero down with approved credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia and tell them DC sent you.
even if there's a little snark attached to it.
Snark?
Well, snark, I think. From, I don't recognize the listener, but thank you for listening. Dave Maurer. I make you R-E-R. Maurer.
Also, wild sauce.
It's like the rural juror. Still focused on the non-press conference. It's such a sack media move. No legit sports market would have focused on it for more than a day. Yeah, I couldn't disagree with you more. Look, if Sacramento, and I say this as a member of the media, I don't like it when media takes shots at other media. We compete, we work together, and we all try to do the same thing. And I think 99% of the media here does a wonderful job. We have breaking news.
I don't think it deserves the banner.
Sorry, no banner. All right, but we have I'll get back to that.
Mini.
It's a mini one.
When it breaks,
mini trade.
Oh, see.
Okay, that's it.
That's all we need.
And it's related to the King.
It's our former friend.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. This happened during the break. Yeah, go ahead. You got it in front of you.
Yeah, sure. The Toronto Raptors are trading Davion Mitchell.
Yes.
To the Miami Heat for PJ Tucker, a second-round pick, and cash.
PJ Tucker and his shoe collection.
Yes.
Reportedly the best shoe collection in the entire NBA.
Actually, that'd be a pretty good battle to see.
Yeah, that would. That'd be a good TV show, like Scrubs, not Scrubs, Cribs.
Scrubs. That's funny.
Scrubs, famous show.
Yeah.
Anyway,
famous show about shoes.
Oh well, happy trails, Davion, and hopefully at Miami. You know what? I still think Davion's gonna have a nice career. Maybe
first Gabe Vincent, now Davion. A lot of Heat culture players from Sacramento.
That's right,
Sacramento Heat.
Davion, my wayward son, on to Miami. No, I completely disagree with that. I think I'm really proud of the media for that press conference yesterday and for staying on that. Look, whether you agree or disagree with it, and look, I've come to terms that Russell's just all fired up about this. That's fine. Look, I'm not going to convince Russell. I'm not trying to convince anyone. I'm trying to do my job and report what I think. If you choose to reject what I say, what you say, Jason, what Kyle says, whoever, gather the information from the analysts, research it yourself, and come to your own conclusion. But it is absolutely incumbent upon the media to ask questions and get answers. It's incumbent upon the media to hold people accountable. It's incumbent upon the media not to make up controversies necessarily, which I think is the accusation here. But as you've heard Sam Amick say, as you heard people all over the country say that cover this sport, that you've heard GMs say that I've never seen that before, not having a presser. And to some of you, it may seem like inconsequential to the big things, and I understand that, but it's not when you wonder why Sacramento has trouble signing free agents. It's not when you wonder why players want out of Sacramento. It's not when you're struggling to find coaches or people to come here or front office types or whatever. When that comes up, reputations mean something. They mean something. And when that goes badly for your reputation, when you're firing coaches on the way to the airport after they run practice and media and all that, and you don't have it's not that they're keeping it going. It's not like the media is keeping this going. That's the incorrect way to think about it. It's that the Sacramento Kings kept it going by not addressing it the next day or the day after, and they kept it going. You cannot ostrich your way through something like that.
Yeah, and it's too bad because it felt like they had built some of that credit back, right? They had dug themselves a hole over years, and it's not just this group, like years of this. And so they were having some success. Some players were coming and electing to be here, and some continuity. And doesn't mean you can't get it back, but you also have to figure out, why did you get back into this position?
That's right.
So you don't do it again.
And ask yourself this question: have the Heat ever done that? Have the Spurs ever done that?
I'm sure ever.
I mean, I'm wondering, have they? I honest to God would wonder if they've ever not had media.
Never. No,
I'm talking about that
again.
The process.
We just talked about what Dallas did. Nico Harrison can be ripped, and the one thing you can't, he faced the fire.
Yes, I disagree with everything he did.
Right, they had funerals,
but he was out there with the coach next to him.
Yeah,
getting killed. Mm-hmm. And this is my move. I did it. Here's why. Did it. Here's the process. I respect that. I don't agree with it.
Sure.
Respect the hell out of it. I don't know who this is. On-screen phone call. Good morning.
Dave, what's up, man? It's TC.
TC, how are you?
What's up, man? So I got to call in and disagree with Sam. I know that's the homie and all that.
That's okay.
So he didn't want to be here, bro. Are we supposed to just keep crying over sport milk and be like, what if? Are we supposed to move on as an organization? We didn't get a scrub in Levine, right? I don't care if it's short term or long term. We didn't get a scrub, dog.
CC, let me ask you this. You ever been in a relationship?
Excuse me. Yes, I have.
Okay.
I'm married now.
Good for you.
Nice.
Now I'm gonna stretch this a little bit here. Let's say one of you, you or your wife, God forbid, committed infidelity or something in the marriage, right? Would there be a point without addressing it that you would simply say, "Hey, I cheated, move on," without addressing it in the beginning? Ever?
No.
Okay. And if I'll say we'll make you the bad guy in this relationship. Let's say you cheated on your wife, TC, but we hear that you cheated on your wife. That's a bad thing. TC, you're a terrible person. But then you say, well, hold on a second. My wife hasn't even looked at me in 2 years. She treats me like garbage. She's out every night. She's doing this. She's doing that. Would you agree that there's sometimes more to the story than just you cheated on your wife?
Yes.
That's what we're doing. We're trying to find the reasons that led to the thing. You can sit here and say Fox is gone. That's a fact. You can sit here and say Fox forced his way out. That's a fact. These are not arguable things. They happen. But to not the bodies are still warm. To not, in my opinion, spend some time on what led to the destruction of the relationship. TC, you're a diehard Kings fan, man. We all want this team to win a championship. Can we both agree that if we don't shine light, which is the best disinfectant, on what we think the mistakes are, and we just move on and say, get over it, that we're doomed to repeat those same mistakes in the future and run through this rat race of misery that we've been doing for 40 years?
I listen. I totally agree with you, but at the same time, Dave, are we supposed to just keep talking about it every day?
No, we're gonna be done with this. Of course, we're not gonna be sitting here. It's gonna be like Bagley over Luka. It's gonna be. I don't even think it'll be that bad. It's gonna Bagley, Luka, Halliburton, Sabonis. It's gonna be like anything. We're gonna have the postmortem. Then we're gonna move on. Then something else is gonna come up. Then pick a guy. Devin Carter's going to be the next scapegoat. Keegan Murray's going to be the next scapegoat. Fox is going to do his thing. The Spurs are going to be in the NBA Finals someday down the road, and we're going to mention it like, oh, good for him. And somebody's going to say, Fox is gone. Get over it. Like, I hear you, brother, but also at the same time, like, it's not like we're a year removed from it, you know? Thank you, TC.
It was last week and the first time we talked to Sam about it.
It's the first time we talked to him about it.
Yeah.
It's all right. We'll take a break. Kings got Jonas Valanciunas. Your thoughts?
I'm excited about that.
I am too.
I really like that deal.
Well done by the front office. We'll take a break when we come back. Who's hot? Who's not? We'll recap 3 in the key from last night, and we got another game on the way. Hey, listen, man, this cycle moves on. Kings, Blazers, 3 in the key. We'll do it next.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Fall head over boots in love with music this Valentine's Day. Get ready for Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, returning May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, and more. Enjoy food trucks, mechanical bulls, and line dancing. Tickets start at just $52. Visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club. Don't just say, I love you. Show it with music. Buy tickets now.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends over at Jiffy Lube, and they want to show some customer love this month with their February oil change deals you can find online today. Visit jiffylube.com and find a service center near you to see these sweetheart deals, get it, during the month of February. Here's what you do. Drive into savings at jiffylube.com today and let yourself save in the month of February. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's time to pull up your calendar app. The Sacktown Sports Live Events calendar is packed with must-see shows. Get ready for Miles Kennedy at Ace of Spades on February 18th, a night of pure vocal power and killer guitar work. Then on March 8th, the Fists Fly at Thunder Showdown Boxing at Thunder Valley, where every punch could be a knockout. On March 15th, the legendary Steel Panther brings their high-energy hair metal madness to Ace of Spades. This one's going to be wild. And the next night, country fans get their fix as Alexandra Kay takes the stage at Ace of Spades on March 16th with her soulful vocals and heartfelt songs. Then March 29th, it's a doubleheader. Papa Roach and Rise Against tear up Golden One Center for a night of high-energy rock. And over at Hard Rock Live Sacramento, comedy legends Jay Leno and Arsenio Hall team up for an unforgettable night of laughs. Tickets are going fast, so don't wait. Get all the details at sacktownsports.com. What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not? It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
Who's hot? The NBA trade deadline for sure.
Yeah.
9 different All-Stars have been traded, and without looking at the sheet, because I know Jason wrote them down, do you guys think you can guess all 9 off the top of your head?
All 9 All-Stars?
All 9 former All-Stars that have been traded.
Well, I do know it, so it'd be Dave.
All
right, let's go.
9, I'm not going to get it, but let's see how many I can get. Luka, Levine, Fox, Ingram, Kuzma.
No.
Damn it. I got 4 of 9. PJ Tucker? No.
Yes. No, I'm kidding.
Damn it.
Who's in the Luka trade?
Oh, Anthony Davis. Told you. That's 5. There's 3 more.
There's 4 more.
4 more. Hold on. Nope. I'm just going to stumble in.
How about the trade yesterday?
How about it? Which trade?
In the morning. During the show.
Jimmy Butler, Derp, Andrew Wiggins.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. And then, wait, are you talking about a different trade, though, that happened in the morning?
You mentioned Kyle Kuzma. He's not an all-star, but...
Oh, Chris Middleton is.
Yep.
That's 8.
One more. This was an older trade. This is from like a month ago.
Yeah, this will be long. This is during the season. This will be a hard one.
He wasn't even the main player in the trade.
Kings killer.
Oh, D'Angelo Russell.
There you go.
That's all you had to say. Even if we weren't talking about the trade. Kings killer, D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
Also, crazy note, you mentioned PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
He's been traded 3 times in the last 96 hours.
We were talking about that during the break. He and CD Sissoko need a podcast on the
PJ
road
Tucker,
again.
For those keeping track at home, I think there was one year where it wasn't Luke Kennard, but it was another one of those, or Luke Babbitt maybe. One of those guys got traded 6 times in an offseason, but this is pretty close. He's gone from the Clippers to the Jazz to the Heat, and now the Heat to the Raptors, all in like 96 hours.
And in my mind, I want to visualize it this way. I know it doesn't happen, but like I picture him on the flight, and he's gone from the Clippers to the Jazz, and then finds out, wait, what? Oh, I'm traded to the Heat. So he's flying then to Miami. Oh, wait, what? Now you're traded to Toronto.
Do you think that the plane just was like circling?
Yeah.
And by the way, you remember when you saw Zach LaVine pop off the plane? Mm-hmm. Why wasn't CD Sissoko on that plane, or was he?
He was in
Was he in coach
of that jet.
Coach of the private jet?
Yeah.
That little tiny flying Tylenol they put him on.
Yeah.
And then why do I feel like CD Sissoko did not get a private plane to wherever else?
I bet the Spurs took care of him.
You think so? Yeah, I mean, but like out of Southwest, headquartered in Dallas.
Oh,
I just remembered now. So it was our friend Nick Stauskas and Wade Baldwin who got
Stauskas.
Stauskas and Wade Baldwin got traded together 4 times in like 3 days.
Not only was Stauskas a bad pick, obviously, he's also turned out to be an incredible wiener. Like, as a human being, he's just kind of a wiener.
Damn, that sucks.
I didn't have that. Isn't he Canadian?
I don't know.
I think he's Canadian, isn't he? Stauskas sounds Canadian.
I know nothing about him. Anyways, who's not?
Who's not?
Who's not? That would be the Sacramento Kings defense last night against the Orlando Magic. Shot 51.6% from the 3-point line. It's a season high for the Orlando Magic. 130 points, second most in a game this season for Orlando. Tough night.
Off 42-point quarter. Tied for their best quarter. They did some things against the Kings.
I'm so freaking tired of being the NBA's Robitussin. Oh, yeah. You having shooting issues? Oh, you're the worst in the league by over 2%? Hey, here's 50+% on that. So stupid. Oh! Like, I don't know what to do about that. It's like my every Valentine's Day, my wife and I recycle this argument because, like, 3 years into our marriage, back in the olden days, she said, we don't have a lot of money. We got a lot of stuff going on right now. No Valentine's Day presents, like kiss, hug, love you, night. We'll eat dinner together.
Sure.
Nothing. So I'm like, are you sure? Yes. Are you sure? You sure? Yes. Okay. And then we're eating dinner, and she like passes like an envelope over with the card she got me. I'm like, you said not to get you anything. Well, I'm not. That's a card. That's not a present. You didn't even get me a card? I said, of course I didn't. You said not to get you anything. And the only thing worse than this is if I got you a card and you didn't, and then you're mad at me.
Men, what did we do?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if only there was a jingle. Yeah. Jesus.
Men, we don't know what we did.
100%. Still fight about it.
You've been sitting on that joke for literally 2 hours.
What joke are you talking about? I love jingles.
Men, we don't know what we did.
I'm going to bring that home. Just have it on my phone.
That could be the Valentine's gift.
Have it on my phone. Last week, I was supposed to make dinner. My wife didn't text me I was supposed to make dinner. And then when she got home, she asked where dinner was. I said, sweetheart, you this is your night. And she goes, you couldn't tell? It's 8:30. Why didn't you just make dinner? I said, because if I made dinner, you would have said I was going to make dinner. And then she got mad at me. And I said to her, sweetheart, I'm just...
Men, we don't know what we did.
That's just perpetual. Don't know.
Could have double dinners.
It's up to me. We'd have sloppy joes every night.
Good call. That's a very good call.
3 of the key. Kings Magic.
Okay, let's see how we did yesterday. Hopefully better than the Kings. We asked, how would Zach LaVine's first points go? Like, describe it.
I think I said like backdoor cut or something.
You said backdoor layup. Yeah. I said mid-range jumper. Kyle gave us 2, the 3-pointer from the half-court logo, remember, off the opening tip, or a 360 windmill. It was just kind of a nice driving layup.
Okay.
Your closest.
Like 7 minutes into the game?
Yeah.
Was it backdoor? I don't think it was.
It was front door.
Front door.
Yeah, it was wide open. We asked for LaVine's stat line: points, rebounds, assists. Davey said 22, 4, and 5. I said 24 and 4. Kyle said 23, 5, and 7. We were all in the same range, but he went 13, 1, and 3. He had 3 assists early too. There was a bonus. We asked about Fox's debut and Herter's debut for points. Davey said 18 and 12. I said 23 for Fox, 14 for Herter. Kyle said 25 and only 2 for Herter. How about this? Kyle was really close because it was 24 for Fox and DNP for Herter. There's some talk that they may be trying to deal.
They might be trying to deal him. DNP.
And the last one was a random stat. Davey said the Magic will have a double-digit lead. You're correct.
Wish I wasn't.
They had a 30-point lead.
Did it really get that high?
Yeah.
I turned it off after the third quarter.
Yeah. It matched the second largest deficit of the year.
I don't blame you for turning it off after the third quarter. I would just like to say, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I arrived at that point.
I just sitting there hate watching. Yeah, remember when, what was it? Billy Madison when the dude threw the sandwich at Chris Farley when he was driving the bus,
rules,
and he just sat there and you saw Farley's face turn red while he was muttering to himself over. That was me watching the game last night in the fourth quarter. Just blood pressure through the roof, angry. My daughter's next to me like, Daddy, what's wrong? I don't know.
I already watched the second half of that Spurs game, so I was like, too much basketball.
Sports ball. I said the Kings would have 4 20-point scores. They had one. Sabonis at 21. And Kyle said there would be an alley-oop dunk to Levine. That did not happen.
Was there? I know he missed one. I don't think there was a Levine dunk last night, was there?
He went for one. And it was only the second game all year that Levine did not make a three.
He had one that I think hurt a kid in the third round. Yeah. Like, that was Carlton.
That was a family member.
Why is it that every time anybody comes to Golden One Center as an opposing player, it's a shooter's gym, including Zach LaVine? Yeah. And then as soon as you maybe the Kings, here's what they should do. Next time they have a home game, wear their road jerseys.
Yeah.
Be the opposing team.
There you go. You want to do a quick three in the key?
I do. We can knock this out.
All right.
3 in the key time against Portland. They've won 9 out of 10.
Robert Williams will dunk the ball.
We got to go to break, dude. Come on. Don't get the no.
First and last Kings to score. First and last King to score.
I will say, you know what? I'm going to go for a daily double. I will say it's the same guy, Malik Monk.
Monk. I'm going to go with Levine DeRozan.
I'll go Keegan.
Oh, Murray. I should have done the Murray battle tonight. Anyway, this is a risk because we don't know for sure, but he's trying to get there and play. So I'm just going to say new King, Valanciunas, points and rebounds. You could go 0-0, but he's trying to get there and play.
If he's playing, obviously, I'm going to say 6 and 4.
Yeah. I've already written mine down. I have 6 and 4.
Jason,
what?
Get out of my head.
You're not going to believe this, guys.
No, you're not.
I had written it down before. 6 and 4.
All right, we're going to sweep that category.
Wrote it down 20 minutes ago.
Can I just say that if you get 6 and 4, that's a goocher?
Yeah, but are we proud of ourselves or no?
Yeah. Why?
Okay.
Why wouldn't we be?
I don't know.
No.
Goocher just sounds.
Remember from Sam Amick when they all got tails?
Yes. Lastly, random stat. Something you're predicting tonight to happen in this Kings Blazers just Western Conference Finals preview. No one's saying it. I'll do it. I'll be the first.
Go ahead.
No, Western Conference Finals preview.
You know what would be an amazing all-time call is if there was actually a full-scale brawl between Keegan and Chris Murray at some point, like hard foul, and then they just started beating
everybody. Just watch. Don't let him go.
Let him go. They've been here before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that.
I'm mad at you. Punch.
I'm gonna say.
I'm mad at you.
I'm gonna say Shaedon Sharpe will have arguably the dunk of the year.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Sharp dunk year.
Dunk year. It's very ice cream flavor.
I have Levine, who did not make a 3 last night, is going to make 3 or more tonight. Kyle?
I'm going to say that either Keegan or Chris will try and check in for the other person at some point.
Would we know?
All right. We'll take a break. Top of the hour coming up. Here's what we got for you. We got a wild NBA trade deadline so far. We'll recap that. The Kings defense. I think it's just fence. There's no D in there at all. What to watch as well. And then a little crosstalk, celebrity birthdays and more. And of course, if anything breaks, we've got you covered, not just now, but throughout the day. We'll take a break. We'll come back on your home of the Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Saturday night, Kings and Pelicans. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention, and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Data Bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
Is your garage door stuck in the winter blues? Well, February is the perfect time to give it some love. Jason Ross here to tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. And they're here to keep your garage door running smoothly. This February, they're spreading the love with their Sweetheart Special, $150 off a garage door with the purchase of a garage door opener. Now, the experts at Overhead Door Company of Sacramento provide fast, reliable service that's always on time and always done right. From squeaky hinges to full door replacements, they've got you covered. So don't let your garage door be the heartbreaker this season. Visit overheaddoorofsacramento.com for your free estimate. You can get in touch with them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, opening doors to your home and your hearts this February and all throughout the year. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you got to drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland, and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
You. Bobby, what do we do? Just saw this during the break. Little very quick detour. This summer's movie scene is going to be lit. I didn't even know this was in production, but the trailer just came out. I'll just play a small clip for you, Jason. Just a very small clip.
This summer, when we need a hero, look up.
I think I just smurfed my pants.
Please don't stop the music
In Smurf Village,
Rihanna
every
Smurf?
day is a party. Every Smurf has a job, like Grouchy.
I ain't having a job.
Influencer.
Smash that subscribe button.
Influencer Smurf?
Boo.
What the hell is that? There was no influencer Smurf. There's Grouchy.
But you're making the movie for kids who were born in 2017.
And me, the coolest Smurf in the whole village.
Rihanna is Smurfette. I'm there. What took him so long to make a Smurf movie? That could be the first Smurf movie ever.
It's just the first animated one.
As opposed to the
They would do like live action ones.
They did live action Smurf movies?
Yeah, where Gargamel was like a real person.
Really?
You've never seen this?
No. I'm not doubting you.
I think they made multiple.
Well, hold on. And the Smurf was really weird. Yeah, I wonder who's going to play Gargamel. I don't want to watch more of that, but
Papa Smurf is John Goodman.
That makes sense. Influencer Smurf.
It looks unknown who is going to be Papa Smurf. There's just a list of actors. So one of
you just said John
I'm
Goodman.
sorry, Gargamel. Nick Kroll is going to be in it. Just a bunch of names. Kurt Russell.
Wow.
Doesn't say who it's going to be. Nick Offerman.
Who was the one that always got booted? The one that always he'd be saying something, then that you'd see him get booted out of the village. He'd fly through the air and land.
I didn't know my Smurfs.
Oh, you weren't a Smurf guy?
No, not that much.
And then they had like the generic, the great value Smurfs. They called them the Snorks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was like
Didn't they have a little
finger on there, a little snork on the top, whatever that was. Then
Not a snorkel, but a snork.
Yeah, snork. And then they had the great value Transformers, GoBots.
Yeah.
Can I read you the description for the 2011 live action Smurfs movie?
Yeah, please.
Evil wizard Gargamel, played by Hank Azaria,
Okay.
has plagued the happy, peaceful Smurfs for a very long time. Finally, he succeeds in chasing the little blue people from their village and through a magic portal, which transports them to Manhattan and into the life of ad executive Patrick Winslow.
What?
Yeah, the Smurfs show up at a guy's apartment.
Okay.
Normal.
Patrick Winslow is played by Neil Patrick Harris.
No, Neil Patrick Winslow.
Only 3 apples high and lost in the Big Apple, the Smurfs, played by Jonathan Winters, Alan Cumming, and Katy Perry, among others, must find a way back to their world before Gargamel tracks them down. This movie got a 21% on Rotten Tomatoes, and they made 2 more.
Oh, you're talking about the old one. Oh, not
yes.
the
This
new
is
one.
the this is the live action one.
I got you. All right. I used to the first morning show I ever worked on as a producer at Quad 106.5. One of the morning show hosts, Sean Cash, the Sean and Jeff show. He was once upon a time he was a professional Smurf artist.
Oh,
he just drew Smurfs.
Okay.
So anytime like he'd send you, he'd write a note or something, he'd put like a little pencil Smurf on there.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
Talent.
It's a nice talent to have.
Sure.
Yeah. You know what else is a nice talent to have? Being able to trade NBA players.
There's been a lot of it, and more today. I feel like all the big noises happen, but you never know.
Davion Mitchell on the road. He's going to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. Good for Davion. That seems like Davion Mitchell seems like an incredibly Heat player.
Well, if they're talking about like, don't they like weigh you? And there's like so many different things, like requirements, long practices. Like, remember they couldn't get Davion out of the.
That's what I'm saying. It seems very heaty.
Yeah,
heaty. Good for him. Good for Davion. He is a heedle. 9 different All-Stars, as we were just talking about, have been traded. That's 9 players with at least 1 All-Star appearance. Luka to the Lakers, AD to the Mavs, Fox to the Spurs, Levine to the Kings, Butler to the Warriors, Wiggins to the Heat, Ingram to the Raptors, Chris Middleton to the Wizards, and D'Angelo Russell earlier to the Nets. This has been a wild trade deadline. And Jason, I do feel like weirdly it has muted the Super Bowl.
It has. And I think even last night, right about the end of the Kings game, I thought that was a good trade for the Lakers to get Mark Williams from Charlotte.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up because we should have talked about that. Because remember, Rob Pelinka was saying the market was dead on centers, and apparently it was not. Here's the thing about Mark Williams. Obviously the Luka thing really pissed me off, but Mark Williams is so good, but so inconsistently healthy. Mm-hmm. That's the entire issue with Mark Williams. They gave up a lot to get him. Now, who is Mark Williams? He's just turned 23. He's out of Duke. He was a center with the Charlotte Hornets. Looking at his career this year, for example, he's gone from 9 to 12.7 to 15.6 points per game. 7.1, 9.7, 9.6 rebounds. Currently this year, he's averaging 15.5 points, 9.6 boards, 2.5 assists, weirdly enough, and a little over a block a game. He is a flipping moose, dude. This guy is 7 foot 240, and I believe I read has a longer wingspan than Victor Wembanyama.
Wow.
Yeah, he is ridiculous, and I'm really looking forward to that matchup, by the way. The problem is that he has played in 85 games in 3 years. 43, 19, and 23 games. That is beyond inconsistent. So if he somehow can get consistent and give them 65 games a year, I really, really like that move for them. They gave up a lot. Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish, a 2031 unprotected first rounder, a 2030 pick swap as well to the Hornets. That gets them their big man. I want to see if they have the note in here because I saw this earlier. They don't. I believe now. So LA is now equipped with 1 second-round pick that it can trade before the deadline. But I don't think as it stands right now, I think I read they cannot trade a first-round pick until 2031 at the earliest.
Wow.
They have mortgaged the – now, there are a number of players they have now that they could trade for plenty of first-round picks and replenish, but the cupboard is bare. And now you're looking at the Lakers and that starting lineup. And that's the thing. That's the other frustrating thing about being a Sacramento Kings fan is the Oklahoma City Thunder made what could end up being one of the most impactful trade deadline moves by Chet Holmgren getting healthy today. He comes off of the injured list. He is set to play in their next game. San Antonio obviously got better. The Lakers got better. There's a number of teams that got better. And Jason, now you're looking at the starting lineup for the LA Lakers: Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and Mark Williams, with guys like Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, Shake Milton, Dorian Finney-Smith. Don't forget Bronny, all on the bench. Now all of a sudden you look at a team like the Lakers, and I hate talking.
They've been hot too. I think they've won 9 of 11.
They have, 9 of 11, 3 in a row. They're 29-19. They are a game and a half behind the Denver Nuggets for the 4 seed. They are 2 games ahead of the Clippers in the 5 seed right now. But they're not catching the Thunder. They're currently 4.5 behind the Grizzlies for the 2 seed, just to show you the stretch. But now all of a sudden you got a team where you Rob Pelinka, to his credit, I mean, again, gift-wrapped Luka Doncic, but you just went from Anthony Davis to Mark Williams. Okay, that's a downgrade, but if Williams is playing, it's not a sensational, it's a downgrade, but not an insane downgrade. And you now have perhaps the 2 most all-around players, not counting defense, in the league, in LeBron and Luka Doncic. It's a good team.
Yeah, and here's where we talk about scheduling, right? The Kings are done with him.
Thank God.
And they won't play Luka this year. When they played the Mavs earlier, he was not available. The odd thing is they're going to play AD 6 times this year.
Oh, God.
Because remember that was, 10-0 Sabonis against AD.
Yeah.
Now he's lost all 4 when he was a Laker this year.
Oof.
They get 2 more coming up with Dallas before the season is over.
We'll take a break. When we come back, let's talk about a little bit of last night's game, mainly their defense or lack thereof.
Yeah.
We also have some post-game audio for you as well. We'll get to it next.
All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
The good news, you finally lost the excess weight and found the body you knew was hiding underneath it all along. The better news, InShape Fitness is here to help you maintain your new look and, dare we say it, enjoy the process. InShape has everything you need to build muscle and help keep the weight off. From fitness classes and personal trainers to swimming pools and saunas. Plus, plenty of full-length mirrors to admire your new self along the way. We are in shape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, unacceptable in a lot of different ways, especially on the defensive end. Must be better. Must play with a level of energy, intensity, physicality, aggressiveness that I want to see, and I think that they begun to expect from themselves. But that wasn't it. I mean, you can use all the different excuses, and I'm not going to do that. 19 turnovers for 28 points, unacceptable. 51% for them from the three-point line, unacceptable.
Well done, Kyle. That was funny. Yeah. Angry Doug. Disappointed Doug? Angry Doug.
It's been a couple games like this. So this is 2 of the last 3 where they've given up a ton, and I think 4 in the last 7 where they're giving up a bunch of points.
Yeah. That you don't like.
No. And playing some more zone. I'm like, are they doing this out of necessity? That was a bigger team than them yesterday. Some of the zone makes sense. Look, make them shoot threes. They made them. Yeah. Hopefully it was just kind of an outlier, one situation like that last night. But boy, who knows?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you wonder, because that defense is so atrocious. Look, I think Sabonis is a better defender than people let on, but let's not talk about him like he's Victor Wembanyama. DeRozan is he's not terrible. He's just not a defender. Levine's not a defender. Keegan is a defender. That's his main contribution right now. Monk is not a defender. He's okay. He's fine.
I think it's Keegan, Keon, and I think Carter's got some.
I think so too.
But that's the list.
But that's the argument where you go, at some point you almost have to start Keon Ellis. You almost have to.
Mm-hmm.
If this is the way that's going to be, I don't see they're going to have some magical defense thing.
Yeah, it was interesting. So last night, the first sub was, it used to be Fox, like at around the, 8-7 minute mark. And then it was Keon for Monk. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, I guess, Monk's the point guard. Let's bring in Keon. Yep. So he came in early, but look, we gave the numbers the other day. What is it, 8-3 when Keon starts? It's pretty good.
Numbers don't lie, usually. Here's Doug talking about integrating Zach LaVine into the ball club.
That's part of what's going to happen. We have to find our way as a unit. They have to fill Zach out. Zach has to fill them out. But that's, I'm not using any of that as an excuse. There's a level of energy that we have to make sure that we play with even through that process. Like,
hold on a second. Am I playing the same clip, or is he just say that twice?
He said it twice.
Okay.
There's going to be a process. I am first to claim that, but at the same time, there's also an intensity in different things that we have to at least, especially, on the defensive end of the floor.
It's the same one?
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but it's under 2 different descriptions.
Yeah, it wasn't about Zach LaVine, was it?
Oh,
The first one was unacceptable.
Yeah, but this one's about this one, but this one, okay.
God, he sounds like he's saying the same thing.
How about Doug talking about, let's see if this is the same one too, talking about the Orlando Magic basically being the best team in the history of the world at shooting threes. See what he thought about that one.
I mean, just like Arco, this is a good shooting gym. So that's part of it, but we have to make them feel us. That's another part of it. When I saw the statistics of where they were in 3-point shooting, I immediately said, take that off the board. Nah, we're not showing that, because you got to show them respect. They're professionals. And at this level, anybody can knock down shots. You have to show them a level of respect. You have to close out with a sense of urgency, with a stick in. You got to jump to contest, not foul them. And then you have to rebound the basketball. And there were many times where we're just watching the ball bounce. Like, those are the things that for me are non-negotiables. Like, we not negotiating on that one. Those are effort plays, and we got to come up with them.
We'll say it again, Jason. the Orlando Magic by over 2% were the worst team in the NBA in 3-point percentage. They shot 1.5% better from beyond the arc than the Kings did overall. Kings shot 50% exactly, 40 of 80, which as a matter of fact, when Doug said this is a shooter's gym, I immediately was like, well, why isn't it for us? But then I went, they were 50, 37, 75, definitely lower on the free throws than the normal.
Yeah.
37.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's not terrible.
It's better than some other nights.
Yeah. But the Magic went 57, 51.5, 93.
Yeah. Yeah, they were unreal. Kings helped, but Kings were really bad with the basketball, the turnovers. The defense wasn't great. And then it was an avalanche. Like once it started to go downhill, they just never recovered.
17 turnovers to the Magic's 8. They lost every hustle situation. Franz Wagner. It's like, Franz, we wanted to pick you.
Yeah.
This isn't a revenge game.
Couldn't get you.
We wanted you, dude.
You were gone.
Oh, never mind. I'm like, what motivation would he possibly have? We wanted to pick him to be pissed off at the Sacramento Kings. It's because they killed his brother.
Oh, Marvin did?
Marvin did in Summer League.
That second jump and that
dunk. Second jump. That Marvin Bagley's literal highlight of his career was crotching Mo Wagner at the California Classic.
Yeah. But what a moment, right?
What a moment.
You're welcome, Kings
At
fans.
that point, it was
moment.
Luka who?
Yeah. Top
that, fatty. We got Marvin Bagley and Marvin Dadley.
Yeah, good luck living up to that.
Right. Good luck living up to that, Luka. Can't even cut it in the Euro League. We got Bagley.
Such a lead at that point. It was like, there's no way he can make that up.
100%. And that was, I guarantee you, back like, let's go back and see how many of our texts and stuff were like, dude, Bagley's out. Do you not think Bagley's better? Bagley's better than Luka. Guy was playing in the Euro League against Fisherman.
Yeah. And actually, in all reality, Marvin actually had a decent rookie season.
Yes, he did. Yeah, there were some games where he was like, dude, didn't he
on
have a
all
couple of
team.
double-doubles, like 30 points, 25 points?
But, yeah, it's not.
The sad thing I think the worst thing about Marvin Bagley, for me personally, is that and for the rest of my life, when I hear Marvin Bagley's name. Okay. Psychology test here. Kyle, when I say Marvin Bagley, first thing you think of, go.
Dad.
Marvin Bagley, Jason Ross.
Dunk.
Second
jump, I actually should say.
Is that Anthony back there? I can't see. Anthony, Marvin Bagley, first thing you think of, just yell it out. Luka. For the rest of my life, when I think about Marvin Bagley, I'm going to think about that badass TV he had outside of his pool that he used to post on Twitter, where he could play Madden while he was in the pool. It was like a giant scoreboard that was on stilts outside of his pool. And the fact that he had Xbox or PlayStation controllers.
Why didn't you buy that house?
It was like weird too. He like lived in Elk Grove.
Yeah.
It was like, it wasn't like Folsom or Granite Bay or whatever. It was like Elk Grove. I mean, no offense, Elk Grove, but like, come on. And then,
what are you saying?
I'm just saying Elk Grove's like southern South Sac, which I love. It's northern Galt. But no, he had his controllers were shrink wrapped in plastic, vacuum sealed, so that he could play with them in the water. And it got little Carmichael Dave all aflutter because
I want that.
My dream as a kid was established in Rocky IV when Sylvester Stallone was in the pool with his kid and he had a TV on stilts outside of his pool. And I thought that was the height of wealth.
Yeah.
Little did I know Marvin Bagley would have a damn scoreboard, a jumbotron. Have you seen those things that now go into home sports bars where you can get an actual mini jumbotron and each side has like a 13 or a 24-inch TV, and so you can get like a Sacramento Kings version and hang it over your pool table, or if you had a man cave or something like that.
I've not.
Thank God I have no room to put that anywhere, because what a waste.
Not even the garage?
Huh? My garage?
Yeah.
Well, my garage is the garage is where the big screen is.
Oh, okay.
I got the chairs. I can't do that. I don't have room for a golf simulator either. Thank God. Or I would I really want a golf. I know.
I've wanted a golf simulator here for our golf thing I put away.
If we got a golf simulator here, we would have to find a way. Honestly, I might buy us a golf simulator if the engineers would agree to somehow make it so we could have cordless headset mics.
I'm sure they will.
Dude, how great would it be to do the show while we're playing golf in the studio? All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch. We'll lay everything out, and also we got some games here tonight. The one thing you got to say about Marvin Bagley, he was injured, there were issues, this, that, whatever. But when he was healthy, he brought the energy each and every night. And thanks to our friends. And you know what I should have done? I should have just replayed that Doug Christie audio and waited for that. American Energy Heating and Air right now wants to make sure you are covered throughout the winter and even into the summer months with your furnace being hunky and dory both together. Yeah, that's right. Listen, right now, $49 tune-up of your furnace, inspection, all that good stuff. But if it's 5 years or older, you get it for free. For free! For free, as Alan Stiles would say. And by the way, if you need a repair on that furnace, $50 off your first repair. If you need a new furnace entirely, which I hope you do not, half off. Half off. Anyway. American Energy Heating and Air has been around since 1981. Before the Kings even got here. They've had a lot more success. Serving the greater Sacramento area. You want to work with these folks because they are great. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. Gosh, a lot of Elk Grove slander in the chat. Knock it off. 916-520-9990. And yes, they do serve Elk Grove as well. AmericanEnergyAir.com, American Energy. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. We'll take a break when we come back. What to watch? We'll clean up everything else. We'll answer some of your questions if you got them. We'll get into crosstalk with Styles, celebrity birthdays. All coming up right after this.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Welcome to your Thursday. We're back to the unsettled weather. Expect for the morning drive, we'll have occasional showers, heavy at times, especially late in the morning. As we get into the afternoon, on again, off again periods of showers and gusty winds with highs today in the mid-50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Coach Christie here with the winning play for you. Shop Folsom Lake Kia right now for low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends and upgrade your ride today or shop FolsomLakeKia.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body?
Huh?
That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Toyota's President's Day sales event is on. Now's the time to save big on a brand new Toyota truck. Right now, get a low lease and $1,000 bonus cash on Tacoma, or get $2,000 cash back or low financing on Tundra. Every new Toyota includes Toyota Care. get 2 years of complimentary scheduled maintenance. Get moving on these great deals. Don't miss Toyota's President's Day sales event. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium ready credit. Offers end 3/3/25.
Hey, Sacramento, it's time to party. Join us for the ultimate big game watch party at Mix Downtown, hosted by Sacktown Sports on Sunday, February 9th. Feast on Mix's all-you-can-eat taco and nacho bar and big game bites while watching the biggest football game of the year. Catch all the action on Mix's large projection screens and HD TVs. Doors open at 2 p.m. Kickoff is at 3. Mix Downtown, located at 16th and L Streets in Sacramento. It's 21 and over, so bring your crew and let's make it a game day to remember. For details, visit mixdowntown.net.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Show up early, cash out quarterly. The first 100 fans to show up for the big game on Sunday get a free square for the chance to win a Twin Peaks gift card at the end of every quarter. Plus, every fan scores free fried pickles just for showing up. Contact your favorite store for information on availability and offers.
Okay, guys, who is done with their Valentine's Day shopping? What are you waiting for? Stop putting off your Valentine's Day shopping and go to Prestigio Jewelers today.
She's right. Prestigio Jewelers has everything you need for Valentine's this year. And you're approved to guaranteed. No credit, bad credit, even bankruptcy? 6 months proof of income guarantees you a credit line of $400 to $10,000. Time is running out. Make this a Valentine's Day she'll never forget. Visit one of our showrooms today or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Cotter.
Great show.
Great show.
Actually, I don't even know if it really was, but it was at the time.
It was at the time. You know what my favorite part of that show was? Every time they played that that jingle they had.
When we don't know what we did.
Yeah. Brian Windhorst said Kevin Durant was asked if he wanted to go to Golden State, and he said, no.
Andy, how did this? We've been waiting on this Butler thing. How did it finally happen?
Well, this can be qualified, I think, as a genuine what if, because there was a trade sort of in place between Golden State, Phoenix, and Miami that would have returned Kevin Durant to Golden State. But Durant stepped up and made it known he did not want a reunion. And once that deal fell apart, then Golden State pivoted and tried to get Jimmy Butler. The key that got this done was their willingness to give him that 2-year, $111 million extension. Once that was in place, they had a deal with the Heat worked out, and the deal finally went through. But it is amazing to think that this was close to being Jimmy Butler in Phoenix, Kevin Durant in Golden State.
Interesting.
Don't you think? I mean, this is total speculation, but I think it's pretty fair. Don't you think Durant didn't want to play there because of
Draymond Green?
Yeah.
I 100% think that.
So
why does he want to go back there and deal with that again?
The amount of things, especially the last couple of years, that the Warriors seemingly have done to not protect, but to keep going forward with Draymond Green, I think has cost them some things. Now they've won wildly successful.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree with you more. I think that if we were to go in modern day, if we were going to go old school, I think the closest analogy I could find is that Draymond Green is the Charles Oakley to Michael Jordan, Steph Curry. That you've seen that before. And Kerr, by the way, is a disciple of that whole situation. Yeah. And I can't help but think that the biggest reason Draymond Green is still a Warrior is Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And the fact that he wants him on the floor with him and that he's the defensive anchor, but he's also the de facto bully that has kept them from being a lighthearted, happy-go-lucky three-point shooting team to a team that does all that stuff, but also at the same time, you don't mess with them.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see for Miami going forward on this. Jimmy Butler's a terrific player, but a little bit like, and the Kings had this in a shortened, condensed time with the Fox. Like, wait, is he wants to go to San Antonio? Like,
right.
That impacted the locker room. And I think they had two really poor games once that news got out. But then they've moved on. Miami, it's not even about what they got in return, though. I think they did okay. They're just free now. Like, Bam and Hero and everybody that's been there. And just, I wonder what they're going to do with that. Forward.
I think it's an example that we can also look at compared to here. The Butler situation was far worse than the Fox situation. And both of them eventually got out of there. But when you look at the Riley return for Jimmy Butler, what the hell was it?
Was Wiggins?
Yeah, it was Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and a top 10 protected 2025 first round pick. That's what the Heat got. Golden State also sent
Schroeder,
Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder went to the Jazz. PJ Tucker goes to Miami. Utah shipped PJ Tucker to Miami as part of the deal. And Josh Richardson went from Miami to Detroit. Just a big old hunking deal here. What I also found crazy is that Jimmy Butler declined his $52 million player option for next season. He's got a 2-year, $111 million deal that basically gives him, what would that be, about a $3.5 million a year raise and extend him out. And I think what I'm really looking at, Jason, and I say this as a guy who, as a ball player and most of his attitude on the floor, I've actually been a Jimmy Butler fan for a long time. I think he's just a winning player who plays crazy defense and is a culture setter. But he's going to be 36 in September. We're talking about a guy that's averaging 17, 5, and 5 on, let me see, splits here of 54, 36, and 80, which is pretty good. It'll get you a steal a game and play some good defense. I just don't know that that's worth $52 million a year.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy Butler is a very good player, and he probably has a couple of years. $52 million worth? I don't know.
Yeah, to me, they just feel like kind of the same team that they are. Some nights they're good. I mean, they could beat everybody. But in a series, I don't see a long run for them.
I'm so split on that, Jason, because it's funny. I tend to agree with you.
But maybe they'd be a better playoff team.
I was talking about voices in my head earlier. There's also a part of me that goes, no. This is one of those teams where it doesn't even matter what their seed is. You get Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green and the rest of these guys in the playoffs. They're built for the playoffs. Or I should say, they could be built or they could completely melt down and Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green get in a fight. I feel like Draymond Green be the favorite.
Really?
I think so. I mean, Jimmy's what? Well, Jimmy's 6'7", 230.
Sometimes I feel like Draymond's more
bark than bite.
Yeah.
I mean, Saginaw, Michigan, man.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Let's see. Draymond is 6'6", 230. Ooh. I would actually pay to see that on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I would enjoy seeing that. Kings Blazers tonight. We've got all your coverage right here on Sacktown Sports. The Dallas Mavericks visit the Boston Celtics. I believe this is Anthony Davis's debut tonight.
I think he's questionable.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Shocking.
On his return.
A lot of people asking if Jonas Valanciunas will play tomorrow. It's just tonight. Sorry. They're trying.
Yeah.
This is not he just has to pass his physical because Soko already passed his.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be there.
He's supposed to be there. It's just a matter of I think he probably will. I don't see why he wouldn't at least suit up.
I just realized something based on you talking about Draymond. Draymond Green and Stephon Castle are the same height.
Wow. That is great. And both are 2 inches taller than Charles Barkley. Yeah. Sometimes it's weird. The people's elbow. Magic back-to-back in Denver at the Nuggets. See, that's that unfair back-to-back. Yeah. We had to go through that. Warriors at Lakers. This is Luka's debut, correct?
No.
He's hurt.
Yeah, it's going to
that's
be
stupid.
They added that game ESPN.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I thought for some reason they added it tonight. There you go. Warriors at Lakers. And then Tyrese Halliburton. Did we win the trade?
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton.
He had 0 points in his last game.
He did.
That's his number. Pacers at Clippers all happening tonight, but really, I don't care. I just would like this has gone from they better win to God, I hope they win. Actually, Jason, I have not looked yet. Can I see your pen real quick?
You can see it.
You see it. You see with your eyes, not your hands. I'm writing down what I think is the line tonight. So, guys, let's play a little. Kyle, have you looked?
I have not.
All right. I know you play dirty sometimes.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Okay. Who is favored tonight? Kings and Blazers. And by how much?
I'll have Kyle go first today.
All right. I will say the Sacramento Kings are favored by 4.5 points.
4.5 points.
I have Kings by 2.5.
I have the Blazers by 1.5.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a correct answer. And it's kind of janky because it belongs to this guy. Yeah, Blazers.
Yeah, I didn't look at it first.
My kids.
Who's playing dirty now?
Right, Kyle? I'm with you.
I walked right into that.
Jason, what does that paper say? It probably says like 11.
No, I swear.
Oh my gosh.
What?
It says, don't tell the guys that I've already looked at this, but I'm going to write down an answer here in a fake bit to say that I didn't look at it and then kind of blame Kyle for playing dirty. And I am picking 1.5 on this paper using Jason's pen. And it smells lovely. I didn't realize you could write.
I wrote
that
a lot of stuff on
did.
here. Take a break. Wow,
cheater.
I went from like I should get credit for this to like defending myself.
We're on to you.
Guys are just I'm up on the stand.
Yeah.
I gotta take the oath and do the thing.
You're on TV on stilts.
You're on TV on toilet stores. When we come back, Crosstalk with Alan Styles and Celebrity Birthdays next.
Saturday night, Kings and Pelicans. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Hey, it's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and the regular season is over, but the high hand bonuses, those are not. $500 per primetime football game, whether it's weekend, Monday night, whatever it may be. And those bonuses available until the season ends, including the big game on February 9th. Capital Casino, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now, during our President's Day sales event, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Save thousands with low APR financing and great lease rates on over 500 new Hondas at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Fall head over boots in love with music this Valentine's Day. Get ready for Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, returning May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, and more. Enjoy food trucks, mechanical bulls, and line dancing. Tickets start at just $52. Visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club. Don't just say, I love you. Show it with music. Buy tickets now.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey, come on, the monkey. Yeah. Alan Styles shimmying up to the table.
Is that a shimmy?
Shimmy. Alan Styles, I know he will be covering quite a bit.
Trade watch.
Big news that just hit minutes ago. And what do you look at me like?
I was walking in.
You didn't hear? Big trade. Davion Mitchell.
Oh, yeah.
Going to Miami.
Now we know now he's going to be a stud, right?
Totally going to be a stud. He's at Miami Heat.
Yes.
So you're talking about Patrick Baldwin going to the Spurs in a salary dump.
Oh, boy.
Now, he was a guy. He was a guy.
Is that the one that was in like the Patrick Baldwin?
He was the Warriors. They did it again. That was still was right after I think they won in 2022, and someone said, "Look at this guy." But they did it again.
Is he part of the 2 timelines?
He was. Him, Ryan Rollins, who actually cooked the Kings.
Is Ryan Rollins the one who ran out of the tunnel while the Warriors were doing their huddle, and he was on the Wizards?
I believe so, because they both went over to the Wizards with the Jordan Poole deal.
I do sometimes forget that in a parallel universe, the Golden State Warriors could 100% be sitting on Tyrese Halliburton and Steph Curry.
And LaMelo Ball.
And LaMelo, yeah. Look at us, just a blue day, huh?
And Franz Wagner.
What blue? What blue are you wearing?
This is blue.
That looks black.
That's blue.
No, it's blue.
What?
That's
blue.
midnight blue.
That's blue. I mean, I guess.
That's midnight
But
blue.
then you have gray and gray.
Midnight blue. I know, not very aesthetically pleasing today.
You
look great.
I got to go to Oregon tomorrow.
Yeah, what is it with KHTK employees in Oregon?
Yeah.
You can hang out with Chris.
And my buddies, I said, look, if I'm going up there, we're golfing. They're like, hey, man, it's going to be like snowing.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I don't care.
Oh,
it's memories.
Right.
Tundra golf.
For the story.
That's what they say. You play your best golf in bad weather. Right?
I hear they actually have, I think they have a couple of good golf courses in Oregon.
That's right.
That's his spot.
That's right. That's where we're going.
Abandoned dunes.
Real quick, because I know we got to go. Okay, Brett's normally we wait for our guests, but 10:15, Brett Siegel joins us of Clutch Points for our trade deadline extravaganza.
Oh, right.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Roundtable at 12 o'clock. Chris Watkins and Brendan Nunez for our trade deadline extravaganza.
Who are they trading for?
Whoever it is will be a extravaganza.
That's great.
Andrew Wiggins trade, huh?
I don't. Look, man.
It was
Warriors.
Kuminga, because there's a lot of those Kumingas running around.
I got Whitey Gleason and Matt George. They had a lot of fun at my expense last night.
They did.
I was just trying to enjoy a nice meal and hate on De'Aaron Fox.
Wow.
That's all I wanted to do. He looks good too as a number 2.
Charles Barkley.
You ever have to
Also, wild sauce.
That's you know what that is?
Yeah. What do you think he's trying to say?
Yeah, play it again. What is Charles?
Also, wild sauce.
What is Charles Barkley
You
trying
speak
to say?
Barkley.
One more time.
Also, wild sauce.
I don't know, quinoa.
Also, wild sauce.
He's trying to speak the last name of the newest Sacramento King, Jonas Valanciunas.
Also, wild sauce.
It's close. Yeah, I mean, almost has it.
By the way, Styles, this is now our drop whenever you pick Valanciunas for dogs.
Wow.
Also, you're in a fairly young marriage. Have you ever had to use this jingle right here?
Men, we don't know what we did.
Are you there yet?
No, not yet.
Good luck.
Because I always know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well,
and now you're not there.
do share.
Yeah.
Do share with the rest of us. Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. I'm gonna put Crumble Chris on a milk carton here soon. Can we get you in here, pal? Crumble Cookies, they're so good. Yum 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 yum. Jason
Your
Ross.
taste buds wish you would.
No.
Happy.
What's wrong?
That's last year's jingle.
Oh.
Yeah, new and improved.
But you don't have one for
We
this.
can't. I just sang it.
That didn't sound like a jingle.
Wow. Well, you know what? You say potato.
Man,
We don't know what we did. Yeah.
happy birthday to Axl Rose.
Ah.
Here's a lead singer.
It's
Yeah.
gonna make me sad.
Here is a singer.
Paradise City.
Where the grass is green.
And the girls have or are pretty.
What?
Never mind.
What?
He's 59.
60 on the nose.
What about the rest of them?
Pipes.
61.
Sweet child of mine. Kyle's close to 63.
No.
No, okay, you're right. No, he's
You
63.
know what the W and W Axl Rose stands for?
Waxel.
Woohoo! It's true. Waxel. It really is W.
wild sauce.
It really is W Axl Rose. It's true.
Happy birthday to Rick Astley.
Never gonna give him up. No doubt.
We didn't talk about this. The Kevin Herter lookalike guy was so sad.
Man,
He was trying to get noticed last night.
I know. You gotta think that he feels like he had a good run.
He
I
did,
thought
but
that was gonna get shut down.
Is he waiting to see where he officially lands and then he's going to go there?
Is he a Kevin Herter fan or a Kings fan?
That's a great point right
I was
there.
debating this yesterday. Should he show up in whatever jersey Herter plays for now or still the Kings Herter jersey?
How about none?
Maybe.
Yeah.
What about moving to Chicago?
Yeah.
Or where we go. So
Are you dedicated or not?
Yeah, are you into it or not?
Commit to the bit.
He texted back, said thank you and thank you too.
Oh,
and,
nice.
And looking forward to the fresh start. Loves fan, base, all that, all nice
nice.
stuff. But he did text back yesterday.
Kevin Herter. The real Kevin Herter.
Who are we talking about?
Rick Astley.
Rick Astley.
The real Kevin Herter
Rick,
lookalike.
Rick Astley is 65.
67.
On the nose.
Yeah.
64.
Kyle's closest. 59.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday to, this guy used to be in the news a lot more than he is nowadays, Chris Humphries.
Oh, the
NBA
K.
player.
Married to
Yeah.
Kris Kardashian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, what is he, like 42?
Yeah, I mean, he played
Good job.
43.
Confirmed.
44.
Dave is closest, 40.
Wow, big 4-0.
Happy birthday to Orioles catcher Adley Rutschman.
Now
Now here's the guy.
Now here's the next buster.
Yeah,
Good beat.
relax.
Very good.
Adley, he's one of two. Damn it. 26.
Or
Well, he went to school.
26.
He went to school,
yeah.
He's 26 or 25.
right? So what? That's 21.
But he left after his freshman year.
And then you got to,
25.
yeah, I think he's 27, actually. Baseball players are always
25,
old.
26, 27. We have a correct answer. And it goes to Alan
Yeah,
Styles.
baseball
27.
players are always old,
He
man.
figured it out. He did the math. Happy birthday to, is it Kevon? Yeah, Kevon Looney.
I remember Colin Coward kept saying when they were in the championship and stuff, Kayvon Looney.
Kayvon Looney. Did you see Coward had to leave? He was
Yeah.
sick. Look bad.
I'm going to have to go.
Yeah, I have to go. I'm getting 31.
That's actually good because you you think he's older, but yeah, I think Dave is actually right. There's no way he's 30, right?
No.
30.
32.
Yeah, there's no way because he's 29.
Oh,
stunner. When I did that, I'm like, wait,
stunner.
29?
That's shocking.
Oh, my God. The people's elbow.
And the last one, NBC Nightly News, Tom Brokaw.
Oh, Tom Brokaw, NBC Nightly News, Courage. Greatest Generation. Tom Brokaw, NBC
Still alive?
News. Still alive, yes, I am. Greatest Generation, Courage. Tom Brokaw is 84. That was 84.
82. 80.
Let's go to Connie Chung for the
They're trying to get rid of
details.
this guy.
I totally thought he was dead.
Young at heart. Tom Brokaw, young at heart.
Dave is closest.
Yes, he is.
85.
85.
Courage.
What's coming up on the show today? Alan Styles.
We are going over the beatdown at Golden One Center. We have Brett Siegel taking us up to the trade deadline. That's at 10:15. Roundtable at 12. And
Jonathan
the question
Livingston
is,
Siegel.
was the Kentucky connection not as close as everyone thought?
Oh, Kentucky, that's where Mitch McConnell is. He took a fall the other day. Coming up next, Alan Styles for Jason Ross, for Kyle Ledbetter, and the rest of the Greatest Generation. I am Carmichael Dave. See you tomorrow. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm Tom Brokaw. I forgot what I was doing. Bye. Now, light the beam, damn it. Bye now.
Saturday night, Kings and Pelicans. Tonight with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on